awful. You're awful. No one should come on you. I tell people who go on. I am the boss. Your lord and master, Beck, already sunk his ship. And you will sink your ship as well, young one. Ben Shapiro is the herpes on our ass. Anything else you'd like to add to that?
Well, Alex, don't mince words. Look,
but he's so intellectual. He's so powerful. He said, I'm awful, so people shouldn't come on. He said it. We should all, but what's crazy is everyone listens to the left and Shapiro when they do this. We all just bow down. Yes, our kids belong to you. Boys are out of Boy Scouts. No more father and mother. Yes, yes, yes. Whatever you say, Hillary. Whatever you say, Pelosi. Whatever you say, Shapiro. Yes, Mr. Shapiro. Oh, God, you're so manly. That face you make, you scare me. God almighty, you might tear my arm out of my socket. You might skull. I've never used cussing in 22 years. Annihilate me! You're powerful! You got the manhood I want, Shapiro! Sorry, go ahead, Roger. Roger! Roger! Shapiro's too powerful! Now he's backtracking like a rat. When you turn on the lights at 2 a.m. to go get a glass of milk, and there's the rat up there eating the fruit out of the fruit bowl and the cheese. It's crapping all over your kitchen table. And it just scrabbles, but it slicks out in its own feces and kind of falls off and hits the ground, and by then your foot goes right on it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to really have mercy on you. But you only break two of its legs politically, metaphysically, and then you step back, scrabbling you. I'm not going to hurt you anymore. You look at your big old tabby cat and you say, H, get that rat. And that's what happens with our audience. I've been waiting for you to make the wrong move, scumbag. Now you're in major target. Just like Beck. Submarine wolf packs prepare. Only service enough to get your torpedoes right into his guts. You go ahead and make your smarty pants faces all day, and you pray your buddies at Google, Facebook, and Twitter can ban us before I can get my hands on you and the rest of you guys. So I got a file on all of you. I was already thinking I was ready to make your move, and I said, I think Shapiro will attack when we do this. You were a side note, but I just metaphysically knew that if you surfaced, that was the sign of this jihad against you. So, prepare yourself. Rodent creature. What a joke. Sorry, run full fentanyl now. You die, America. Let's translate. You die, Americans. Africa too. It's China's property. Oh, we tell you to lock down. You starve to death. You scared of virus, but you starve to death. Chapang chang wanga hakangi pong chamangi wanga honga katanga pato. Starve America, starve Europe too. Kill the Africans, kill them all. Chaping chang wang chang pang chang yong. Pong chang wang wang dong dong dong. We found the Antifa Maoist group. Ha 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 ha. We love Hillary too. It's so damn fun. You're so damn scared. Wear your mask and prepare to die. Chang wang chang chang pong chang yi. Dong dong long bong bong geeky. We love LeBron James. He's so good. Death camps, organs of students too. Kill the Muslims. Kill the Christians. Kill the Buddhas. Liberal lovers. Ping chow wang chang bing tong kong. Bong dong long chong tong da tong. Bill Gates loves us. He does so good. Take our vaccines and die like you should. Chang wang pong pong bing pong pow. Jing no huang huang quang chow chow. Chang pong tong tong ja ping pa chi. Down with Trump. Up with Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping. He kill you now. Take the shots and learn how to die. Die, American scum. Ping, pow, ping, po, pang, chakang. Chang, chong, ching, pang, dong, bagong. We own your debt, your media too. Ha, 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 ha. It's time to die. Take your shots and roll your eyes. Liberal good, wear your mask. I'm your Chinese communist king. Pong, chang, wang, pong, ching, pa, quang. Wang, chong, ping, quang, pong, chakong. Guang, chong, King Kong, Pong, Chakwan.
seahorse. Happy birthday, Squidward!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday cake! Happy birthday! Pin the tail of the seahorse! Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Squidward! Yeah! So awesome! I don't do anything I would do.
Now that you're older.
It's not my birthday!
Am I really having audio issues now? Jeez. Voice meter, what are you doing? How are you guys doing? Yeah, it's I mean, clearly you can see how today is starting off. Jeez. Anyway. So how are you guys doing? Yeah. So we got Jerry Crow in the house first. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Yep, he's first. Gotta play one of these.
The more the magicer.
We got Fractured Filter in the house. How you doing, Fractured?
Welcome, valued customer!
I think Alex needs to go pay penance to the wall and kiss it good. Oh no. Oh, no. Oh, that's terrifying. That means he's gonna have to run for political office if he does that. Yeah, it should be fixed now. For whatever reason, sometimes voice meter will not register my audio input properly, so I have to go in and reselect it. And of course, I don't know that until I try to stream and have no audio. So, yeah, we're good now. Yeah, thank you again, Jerry Crow. So I dropped it for normal speech, but you'll see it when I do the outro. That way it's just not, too distracting. Also, I'll show you in a second. Fractured, I took your advice on something. So, yeah. Yeah, you were the first, Jerry. And we got Wingus in the house. How you doing, Wingus?
The more the magicer.
Thanks, Wingus. Thanks for the happy birthday. Oh, thank you as well, Fractured. Thank you. And yes, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys, too. I hope you guys are having a good one, because, yeah. We don't really... Like, my family doesn't really even do Thanksgiving, so, not a whole lot there. There, now it looks like I'm actually looking at you. Does it? There we go. That looks better. Yes. You ready? You ready for this? You ready for this? I have a desk now. I have a desk so I can rant about the globalists. But we're not ranting about the globalists today. I did say chill stream. It's gonna be a chill stream, and if we don't chill, we're gonna beat the fucking globalists if they don't chill. Yeah, you're alone, Wingus. Me too, Wingus. Don't worry. Yeah, it can always be worse. Yeah, I'm also alone on Thanksgiving. Like I could have gone to visit my parents, but it's like I see my parents every other week, so it's not like anything special. But yeah. Yeah, my sister decided to make me jealous because I guess we're doing the closest thing we do to Thanksgiving next week. So my sister couldn't make it this week, which is why we're not doing anything. So she's coming next week, and then her fiance and his entire family decided to invite themselves along. So yeah, I'm gonna be the odd one out and getting all the usual, why aren't you married? Yeah, why don't you have a girlfriend? Type questions. So yeah, that'll be fun next week. Ugh. Yeah, you guys are loving the desk. This by the way, this is literally the InfoWars desk. I literally just took the Alex Jones desk and just shop the InfoWars logo out and put my name on there. because I thought it'd be fun. I think it'll be more fun when we do like deep topics in later weeks. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are liking it. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, you like the hands? I wish I could pound on the desk, but the desk is literally just an image. So it's not like a 3D model desk or anything. So yeah, it's literally just a picture. So yeah, kick subs for table. Yeah. Yeah, if I get kick subs, then it's then I should set up so if I get like kick subs or something, then I can like pound the desk and it actually shakes. Yeah. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, nah, it's not a big deal. I mean, yeah, it sounds like you're having kind of a boring Thanksgiving too, so hey. What are you gonna do, you know? At least I was watching DSP before this. That's always entertaining. Fractured, you did your turkey day yesterday with your brother and his girlfriend dropped by because I need to crash in an hour to be a good wagey for tomorrow. Oh, man. In an hour? Isn't it only like, what, 1 p.m. over there? You got to go to bed that early? Well, I mean, anyway, I hope you have a good day. I said it on the desk. Yeah, you certainly have good thoughts every here and there. So yeah, I did say it's going to be a chill stream, so we're not going to do the usual, like, you know, super black-filled topics or anything like that. There is one topic I figured we'd do just because it'll be fun. So let me find it here. And this is just really funny, so I thought it would be fun to cover. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let me pull it up here.
Pretend.
So just
Pretend for a second.
I really wish YouTube didn't autoplay. Okay, so we're just gonna be laughing at people crashing into CVS. That's literally the entire thing here.
Pretend for a second that you're very, very cool. You're in a helicopter. You're also a professional photographer with a special type of lens. You're in front of a patio or an intersection or perhaps even another helicopter. You're in the right place at the right time with the right equipment and the right skills. And you've taken a photo that kind of looks like The Sims.
That's kind of cool. I like the idea of like an isometric perspective in some of these photos.
Jerry Titin, do à 10 plus minutes 11 globaliste and clip it to YouTube.
Oh, wait.
Oh my god!
Thanks, Jerry. Jerry tipped it. Oh, wait. Jerry tipped $1. Do a 10-minute plus rant on the globalists and clip it to YouTube. At some point, I definitely will have to. It's not, it's just not gonna be today because it's chill stream and But yeah, definitely, I will have to do that at some point. Probably when we do like one of the Epstein topics is probably when that'll happen. I mean, I think I do have like a 2-hour plus clip ranting about women, so there is that. But but thank you very much, Jerry. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, Fractured, love that. Let me turn off the captions here. Hey, we got Sergey in the house. How you doing, Sergey?
Welcome, valued customer.
You're just in time. We're doing a quick topic before we jump into the game. You know what? Let me just restart this. Yeah, for you, Sergey. We're gonna restart this. So it's just a fun little topic. Apparently, there is this weird epidemic of people crashing into CVS's for some reason, and I just found this incredibly hilarious. So we're just gonna laugh at people crashing into CVS. Oh, by the way, Sergey, how do you like my new desk? I got a desk so for my conspiracy theory ranting.
Pretend for a second that you're very, very cool. You're in a helicopter. You're also a professional photographer with a special type of lens. You're in front of a patio or an intersection or perhaps even another helicopter. You're in the right place at the right time with the right equipment and the right skills. And you've taken a photo that kind of looks like The Sims.
And yeah, like I was saying, I actually really do love this idea of just taking, you know, random isometric photos of things, because sometimes it really does end up looking like an old video game. You know, there's just something very cool, almost nostalgic about that phenomenon.
There's a set of these images that circulates around the internet every now and then.
Oh wait, that last one was
Looks
really
like
good.
The Sims. There's a set of these images that circulates around the internet.
This one really looks like a video game to me for some reason. I don't know why. It almost reminds me of what's that one weird socialist game where the developers got kicked off by the publisher or something like that? Disco Elysium, that's the one. For some reason, this picture is making me think of Disco Elysium. I think especially it's because of like that weird shading on the roof there that I don't know why it's like this, but that roof just has like this weird, almost painted looking gradient to it on this like weird stand thing. The shot with the helicopter made you think it was from Fallout 1 or 2? Yeah, I think Fallout might be mentioned here even.
On the internet every now and then, and they never fail to entertain.
I've actually seen this meme before. If you pixelate this picture of Justin Bieber's house a bit, it looks like it's from a 1999 strategy game, and it totally does. It looks like some kind of, I don't know, evil office building. Yeah, this actually kind of looks like one of the buildings, like when I was in college, it looks like one of the buildings from my college campus.
Entertain the masses. They really do look like old isometric video games, but there's one that's in a league of its own. It is a picture of a car
Here we go, chat.
crashing into the side of a CVS pharmacy. And the other ones, the illusion is tame. They're clearly photographs. But this, I was convinced for a while that this wasn't real.
Yeah, I can totally see like Command and Conquer or something. But yeah, one of my first thoughts, oddly enough, was actually Civilization. I was like, Gandhi, get the nukes.
It actually looks like a screenshot from some sort of contorted 90s CD-ROM mystery game you'd find in your basement. Maybe.
Oh man, you guys remember this style of game? This looks like it's some version of Clue. You guys remember those old like 90s and early 2000s PC games before like, yeah, before PC games were, before like I guess console games were commonly ported to PC? You just get like these, yeah, these like old school adventure games. A lot of them were like point and clicks. You get like mysteries, and there were even a lot of like kids games, like educational games. And I grew up with some of those, and I would honestly love to play those again sometime. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that on stream. I have managed to find like every old Blue's Clues game. You guys remember Blue's Clues, the old TV show? I know they rebooted it for modern audiences, but you know, the old one, the original, was a lot of fun. I have like every Blue's Clues game saved as an ISO on my PC somewhere. So who knows, maybe someday I'll stream a children's educational Blue's Clues game just for fun, because that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think something is, I do kind of miss these old games, because you don't really get games like this anymore. You don't really even get like point and click games anymore, especially because like, you know, LucasArts is pretty much gone. So yeah, although I will say the Monkey Island 6 that came out a few years back, it's not bad. The art style is a little off-putting, but it is actually pretty decent. Yeah. Yeah, you can see Civilization as a built wonder or something. Yep. Isometric style games like Fallout. Yeah. Yeah, point and clicks for... Yeah, exactly. Point and clicks are... Ah, man. I just miss point and clicks so much.
Sort of contorted 90s CD-ROM mystery game you'd find in your basement. Maybe it's the perfectly smooth gleam on the car, maybe it's the low resolution, or maybe it's just the idea of a car crashing into a CVS at all. At this point in time, I would have confidently said that's not something you see every day, until one day, I wanted to find this image again. So as you do, I googled CVS car and brick wall image, thinking it'd have to be the first or second result.
Honestly, I am surprised that he got a result at all, considering how bad Google is nowadays. Like, I'll search for something to make a thumbnail. I was looking for... You guys ever see that image of us... Not Steve Jobs, Tim Apple, the Apple CEO, where he's, like, laughing while he's on a phone and he's surrounded by Indians? I was trying to look for that image, and I just could not find it, because Google search has become so bad.
The first and second results were pictures of cars crashing into CVS that I'd never seen before. Okay, we can stop the music. That's good.
Okay, I got to give him props for that intro. That is a phenomenal intro right there. I love that. I absolutely love that. In fact, I kind of want to see it again.
That I'd never seen before. Okay, we can stop the music. That's good. They get it. Now, this might seem kind of backwards, but I have to start with some reasons why this isn't that crazy. We're talking about car accidents in the United States, which is kind of like hay in a haystack. I don't even have to leave my state to find mishaps more outrageous than all of these. In fact, you know what? Yeah, let's do an example. Here's one. On a Sunday afternoon in August 2023, a guy crashed his car into a home in Alpharetta, Pennsylvania. A little odd that it was on purpose, and we don't know why, but still not.
An investigation determined the crash was an intentional act. Why on earth would you intentionally crash your car into someone's house? Why would you do that? Why'd you do any of that? I don't get it.
Not inconceivable. Here's the problem. He crashed into the second floor.
How... Right? Next level road rage? Crack his helmet? Yeah, I am sure drugs were involved, Jerry. I would be shocked if they were not involved. Oh, yes. Yeah, see, you guys are also shocked here. Like, how does this even happen? How do you get that kind of... How do you get that kind of elevation or that kind of angle on, like, a flat road? Yeah, how do you... How? That's my question right there. Well, sure, yeah. I mean, you'd have to put some in the gas tank, right? But you still need to get like an angle going, right? And it's like, this is a flat road. What are you gonna, what's your stunt ramp gonna be? Like, it's just mind-boggling how they managed to do that.
Wow.
Yeah. Stunt achievement. Well, achievement unlocked. You destroyed your car, a house, and probably your life. A lot of practice in GTA. Yeah. Yeah, oh man, speaking of GTA. You know what? Actually, let me do a little poll here. Should we dive into the Bully 2 topic? There we go. I made a little poll for you guys. But yeah, this is just like, this is impressive. If they hadn't ruined someone's house, I would honestly be extremely impressed. But you got to feel bad for the poor people whose house they crashed into.
How do you do that? As it turns out, no one knows how you do that, because it doesn't make any sense. The leading theory is that the driver turned onto the grass before the driveway, hit the end of an underground drainage pipe, and then something, skip a few pages, car on roof. But hey, at least the fire department found speed to be a factor in the crash.
So the fire department agrees with you, Jerry. Speed was a factor in the crash. Yeah, I appreciate this guy's diagram, by the way. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that would be enough to get you that kind of, that kind of air. Yeah, exactly. If it wasn't for the home damage, that would be quite the stunt, for sure.
Crash. That's helpful. I had a feeling that might be involved. Storefront crashes are a commodity in comparison to that. Replace CVS with Walgreens, and wow, it's like a ton of car crashes still. Replace Walgreens with Rite Aid, and again, same thing. Although Rite Aid's kind of winning here. You can't really have customers crashing into stores if you don't have stores or customers. Well played.
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, there you go, I guess. Rite Aid doesn't even exist anymore, so, how are you going to crash into a Rite Aid if there is no Rite Aid to crash into? But, yeah, this, I did not expect to find out about people crashing into drugstores. It's just a very bizarre phenomenon. I mean, I guess it makes sense, if you're all, like, hopped up on drugs to begin with, and then you're going to get some new drugs, you crash into the store with the drugs. Maybe? I don't know.
Well played. Anyway, I think you get the idea. The more you look for this stuff, the more you find, and I guess at a certain point, you just have to accept that this happens a lot. So why am I making this video?
Yeah, exactly. They just got their prescription, so maybe some tolerance or something. Yeah.
Well, because I think CVS is different, and somehow I'm not the only one. CVS stores attract motor vehicles to their perimeters in ways that shouldn't be possible.
Opioids don't mix with driving, and aren't there drive-through pharmacies? Drive-through pharmacies are a thing all throughout the country, Jerry. Like, it's not like, it's not like alcohol, where you're really not supposed to drink and drive and all that. Like, pharmacies... drive-through pharmacies are extremely widespread. Like, that's how I pick up my stuff from the pharmacy, is I just go through the drive-through most of the time. And because, I mean, most people who pick up prescriptions aren't supposed to be driving, or like, if you're not supposed to drive on whatever drug, you're just not supposed to drive on the drug. And it's not like, with alcohol where you just like, you get your alcohol and you can even just chug it while you're driving. With prescription drugs, typically it's like, you have to sit down, get a glass of water, take it, or, maybe it's an injectable, and then you inject it, whatever it is. You're not just going to be taking it in the car most of the time. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know. Opioids are very bad, but that's, I'm talking about something a little different here. But yeah, it could be,
It's January 20th, 2013. In Foxborough, Massachusetts and Atlanta, Georgia, the NFL semifinals conclude. In D.C., Barack Obama is inaugurated for his second term. It's a deeply American day. But that's not what we care about today. We care about a CVS pharmacy on Long Island in an unincorporated community called Wading River. On January 20th, a 78-year-old man and his wife were parked at the store on the northeast corner of the building. After consulting my compass, I'm pretty sure that's this one. So let's say they're parked here. At this point, you'd put the car into drive and hit the gas. The first part didn't quite happen. There is now the minor inconvenience of a 5x5 foot hole in the wall. But hey, that's big enough to fit the world's biggest CRT television. You could, slide it on in there and have the world's weirdest drive-in movie night.
So, I mean, if I had to guess, most likely the guy accidentally, grabs... okay, honey, we are gonna go. We're gonna go home. We're gonna watch our TV. Okay, here we go. And then most likely he probably just accidentally put it in reverse and then floored it. Oh no, honey. We once again need financial support.
At CVS, but what happens instead is everyone goes home and they fix the wall, right? I mean, I haven't finished reading here, but that just seems logical. Oh. Guys, I missed a word in the headline.
He crashed into the CVS twice.
to slam that, yo. This.
Whoa! Retard alert! Retard alert! Retard alert! Retard alert!
You know, I don't like being mean to old people, usually, but yeah, I think there is a case to be made that after a certain point, you know, at a certain age, you should not be allowed to drive. I don't know what that age cutoff is, but clearly it's going to be below 78. Can you use EBT for prescription drugs? I don't think so. I think EBT is for like groceries. So I doubt it, but I mean, I would know. I've never used that, so couldn't tell you for sure. Thought he could do better a second time. Oh, jeez. Hi, Paula Dokin. How you doing, buddy?
The more the magicer.
Happy Google Good. Oh, thanks, Paul. I'm guessing you use TTS for that. You meant to say Gabagool, right? But it's good to see you, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. How do you like the new desk? I got a new desk. Yeah. I mean, I can also use the other avatar here. I can also use the I know you love this avatar. I don't know. You think DSP would drive a car and crash it into CVS? I don't know. I don't know if I would crash a car into CVS. I've never tried. I couldn't get my driver's license, guys. I was too busy asking for subs. Gabagoo. Well, gabagoo to you too, Paul. Gabagoo to you, Paul. Have a good Thanksgiving. My wife and I are just having Thanksgiving on our own, and we're glad that our neighbors aren't home for the week, because our neighbors are loud. They have kids, and they're very loud, and they're very annoying. We don't like our neighbors. And my parents, they live in Connecticut, so we couldn't go to Connecticut for Thanksgiving either. Nice. The company boys will have a new desk. Well, that's great. I hope you get enough subs to pay for the desk. Unlike my chat is giving me support today. We need some kick subs, guys. Let's get some subs. He would if he got distracted by a DM from Asmongold. Oh. Yeah, huge DSP when getting on Asmongold. You guys, Asmongold and I, we're best friends now. Asmongold is my best friend. We talked, we had a great time, and now we're buddies. So I want to do another stream with him sometime, because I know he's like my best friend now. So I hope we get to stream again. But it's tough because my chat didn't really grow after we chatted. I haven't gotten that many more subs. I haven't gotten that much more support. But it is nice that we're friends now, because he really agrees with me. He likes me. So we're best friends now. Oh, wait. There we go. Oh man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I see Sergey loved that. He's given the same resurgence speech he did a year ago with the casino, and it's so hilarious. Yeah. I was watching DSP right before my stream, and he was like, that's why I mentioned the Thanksgiving thing. He was complaining about how much he hates his neighbors because they have kids and they're louder, I guess. Oh man. Yeah, DSP cracks me up. That's why I never really got the appeal of watching lolcows until watching lolcows directly until I started watching DSP. I never got the appeal of going to the zoo before I started watching DSP, and now I'm like, now I get it. Now I get why people like going to the zoo. DSP is gonna get another breath of air with Asmongold. This is how he keeps surviving. Well, look, DSP is eternal. DSP is eternal. He will outlive us all. So anyway, here's 78-year-old DSP crashing into CVS twice.
It's phrased so casually in the article. A man crashed through Wading River CVS twice Sunday night. Right, yeah, of course. How do you even crash into CVS twice? What's left to crash into? A different part of the building? Would you just, like, pull out and make a full U-turn? Well, yes. If you're this guy, that's exactly what you do.
Can't keep getting away with it.
I can't be too harsh on him, really. He certainly had no intention of double dipping.
You're probably going to stay for a bit. I'd have to attend another appointment. Okay, yeah, no worries, man. Appreciate you coming by either way. Hope he gets a yearly resurgence. Wonder who'll give him a chance next year. the possibilities are endless. But I mean, so the guy this guy crashes into the wall of the CVS. And then I assume he pulls forward, and then he does a 180, and then he crashes into the store entrance. Like the actual entrance of the store. Was he just like, oh, you know what? I just remembered. I forgot to get my prescription for hemorrhoid cream. We should go back inside. But I don't feel like getting out of the car. Let's go through the drive-thru. Wait, there is no drive-thru. And then he just crashes into the entrance. I don't know. Was he drunk? I don't know. It could be. I honestly have no idea what these people are thinking. But he's also, it says he's also 78, so it's like, maybe he's just old. That's what I'm doing the Bernie Sanders voice, you know?
He just got confused while behind the wheel. When most Americans get confused behind the wheel, they just slam on the horn, something I appreciate even less.
He got confused while behind the wheel and panicked. This is like SpongeBob levels of bad driving. Yeah. All right, SpongeBob. What's the first thing we do when we get in the boat? Floor it. That's right. No, don't floor it. Floor it. Floor it. I'm flooring it. Yeah, you like the hemorrhoid cream joke.
Americans get confused behind the wheel, they just slam on the horn, something I appreciate even less. It's 2.5 years later, on July 17th, 2015. Today, it happened to the CVS on Morris Avenue in Union, New Jersey. Although the interior suffered some damage, it doesn't appear that the wall was actually broken at all from the outside.
You know, I think that's the kind of wall we need on our southern border. You know, I think that's the kind of wall we need on a southern border. We got to put this CVS brick wall. We got to put it on the border so the Mexicans can't keep crashing into it, okay? It's a great wall, big, beautiful wall, made out of big, beautiful bricks.
Compared to the last crash, it kind of feels like this CVS got lucky.
Taking notes.
Hey, it's me. Just wanted to take a second to sit here with you as the rain begins to gently drizzle on the windows of my car. What do you call that? The calm before the storm? April 30th, 2017.
Kid's got a nice head of hair.
Car crashes into CVS on Morris Avenue. A silver Mercedes-Benz crashed through the wall at the CVS on Morris Avenue Sunday morning.
Something about this being a Mercedes-Benz, like this is a car for rich people. Something about that just really makes the story. It's like, crashing into CVS, it's not just for poor people. I don't want to be against age, but sometimes I say, why do old people drive? I question it. Yeah, no, I was saying earlier, like, maybe we should consider having some age limits on driving. Well, nice to meet you too, Ichika.
Welcome, valued customer.
Welcome to the stream. You're from Japan. Oh, wonderful. I hope I don't offend you.
Morning. A year ago, another car drove through the same wall at CVS just a few feet away. Only a year ago? That's crazy, isn't it? No. November 8th, 2017, car crashes into CVS on Morris Avenue again. Remember like a minute ago when I commented on the absurdity of crashing into a CVS twice? Guess what happened again? And this time, I don't even have an explanation.
Wait. Oh, thank you for subscribing and liking. Yeah, yeah. Hit the like button, folks. Thank you. Cool. Cool. It's awesome. Yeah. But so I need to get clarification on this. Is it the same car?
Only a year ago? That's crazy, isn't it? No. November 8th, 2017, car crashes into CVS on Morris Avenue again. Remember like a minute ago when I commented on the absurdity of crashing into a CVS twice? Guess what happened again? And this time, I don't even have an explanation. No confusion, no U-turn, nothing. It's only been 7 months. Is that crazy yet? No confusion, no U-turn, nothing. It's only been 7 months. Is that...
So, in slightly over 6 months, a car crash... I think these are two different cars. But the CVS was crashed into by two different cars in the span of slightly more than 6 months. Jeez. Reminds me of how I once barely honked at this old man and at a parking lot. He panicked and turned into a set of stairs. His car got stuck. I got so confused. Oh, man. I feel bad for him, but at the same time... I think at that age, maybe we should just not have old people driving, you know? Nah, don't be sorry for it. Visit from any account you like. The important thing is that people hang out. That's all I care about, you know? And people hate CVS stores to keep doing this. Yeah. I mean, they must. I rarely ever go to a CVS, but... Yeah, I think the... Yeah, I don't think I've been to a CVS in a long time. Because it's just not near me. And I don't really have a need to go there.
Is that crazy yet? No, it is not. April 21st, 2018. Another car smashes into CVS on Morris Avenue. For the third time in the past year, a car has crashed into this building. Will this store...
3 times in 1 year. Okay, this is starting to seem like some kind of conspiracy. Like, is this happening on purpose? It's very strange. And now that I think about it, I've seen my own share of, like, weird car crashes. So, a couple months ago, I was driving home from Taco Bell, you know, like I do. Taco Bell, you want to sponsor me? I'm available. But I saw this car, and it was flipped over, like, completely flipped over, upside down. Well, that wasn't even the weird part. The car was perfectly parked in a parking spot. So, like, picture there's, like, this, like, open parking, you know, this open parking lot. And there's a car, like, perfectly aligned in a parking spot. And it's just flipped upside down. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen. Well, maybe not the strangest, but it was very strange. And then there was this other time, a couple of years ago, I was going to, like, a work dinner thing not far from where I am. And there was this other restaurant I was driving by, and I saw that there was a car that was just, like, perfectly sitting inside the restaurant. And it looked like the car somehow had, you know, there's, like, a big window on the side of the restaurant, right? Yeah, it kind of like the, picture a window kind of like the one here on the CVS, except instead of, like, all these bars on it, it's just, like, one big glass pane. And the car had somehow jumped the lower part of the wall, you know, like where the brick is, and gone straight through the glass and had landed right inside the restaurant. And it was just the most bizarre thing ever. I don't know how these things happen. I mean, are that many people really doing drugs and driving? Like, what on earth is happening? And these weren't even CVS's. These were completely different. There's a pattern here to be figured out, yeah. Yeah, that is some Fast and Furious shit, right? Except, you know, in Fast and Furious, they actually know how to drive.
Store never get a break? Will these intervals iteratively get shorter and shorter until we arrive at the perpetual CVS crash? Well, no. For 6 years, no further incidents would occur. But it's been 7 years since 2018. January 23rd, 2025, again, car slams into Union Township CVS Pharmacy.
So they got a break for 6 years. And now they got another crash. Oh, jeez. Cue up that scene from Fast and Furious where the car is jumping through two glass buildings. Yeah. Another one, yeah. I think I've only seen 5, 6, and 7. I don't think I've seen the first 4, and I don't think I've seen anything after 7.
Officials have noted that this marks at least the 3rd time a vehicle is the 3rd. We're on number 5 easily, and I have no idea if there were more. For instance, I can't find any information about a crash in 2016, but the 2017 article claims that the previous one was a year ago, not 2 years ago. What's up with that? And even before 2015, who knows what did and didn't become news? How much suffering has this CVS had to endure? Why?
Suffer, CVS. Suffer.
What is going on? In desperation for answers, I turn to the only vestige of the internet that still has them. I'm talking about Reddit, of course. What, did you think I was about to pull out an academic journal or something? You know what channel you're watching. Someone crashed into the CVS on Forest Street again. The people in the comments here are on the exact same page as us. Some people are wondering how this is...
Yeah, that's how hard they crashed, Sergey.
Physically possible. Others are wondering why the building wasn't future-proofed. Many are wondering why this happens so f***ing often. One person even called CVS a car magnet. That's eloquent, actually. Another asks a question that I still have. How much is this CVS's problem as opposed to everyone's problem? It's...
So this guy, this Reddit user, is saying... I need turbo autists from the chance to figure this shit out, not Reddit. Yeah, I'm with you there. The building is cursed. Well, no, the point, Sergey, is that it's not just this one CVS. It's like CVS in general. So like this guy is saying, I'm genuinely interested to know if other retailers or any other business type with parking spots lined up against the side of the building experience car strikes as frequently as CVS. Because it's insane how frequently this occurs. I work corporately, and I feel like every week I'm copied on some email regarding a store that had a customer park their Camry in the middle of aisle 9. Sorry, I just whenever if I'm reading a Reddit post, I just assume they're all, they're all soy-fueled Redditors, but
it's just so hard to quantify.
Maybe it's karma for Big
Pharma. Try to
Pharma.
count up all the news stories about crashes into each franchise.
Well, it's not like Big Pharma's paying for it, right? It's the pharmacies themselves. The drug manufacturers don't pay for it.
But will you ever reach the end, or find all of them, or even just know that the news has covered a significant portion in the first place? It's impossible to know, which is why I was so surprised to find my next clue on Facebook. Our boy CJ here says, years ago I used to work for the CVS internal support line. This is exactly what we need. This is the knowledge that... Jesus Christ, multiple times a day. Okay, we have to do a little better.
Okay, so this lady says, FYI, the CVS on Aramingo is closed due to a car crashing into it. I went to fill my kid's prescription and was not expecting that. And so this guy says he used to work for CVS. Nice shirtless photo, by the way. Years ago, I used to work for the CVS internal support line and did R&M calls as well as support on RX Connect. Cars hitting stores was a multiple time a day occurrence. I personally took many calls on it. Basically, they'd call us, we'd put it in the system and call the local vendor who handled shit on the ground. A lot of old people and people not paying attention mostly. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it's a lot of old people, but jeez. A multiple time a day occurrence, that is just amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Jesus Christ, multiple times a day. Okay, we have to do a little better than this. I think we're at that point. There has got to be an actual resource on this topic. Look, I mean, this is the internet. This is the internet. There people have written about every obscure thing under the sun. So what do? Do I look in some obscure Tumblr page? Do I dig through the recesses of Wayback Machine? I think I'm overcomplicating this. Let me just go to storefrontcrashes.com. Oh, it's real. See, this is why I love making videos about the internet. It has everything you can imagine and so many things you can't. When it was created, storefrontcrashes.com was basically the only good resource on this topic, and
I am kind of at a loss for words. Yeah, Exactly. That is exactly my thought. There is an actual website for this. I mean, let's check it out. Storefrontcrashes.com. It's real. Although it says this is an archive of past posts. For the latest stats and information, please visit storefrontsafety.org. Well, okay, let's do it. I mean, it's not just... I guess it's not just a website. Apparently, yeah, there's a website for everything, but there's an entire movement to stop people from crashing into storefronts. Austin hospital crash among 300 plus in the U.S. since 2014. The Storefront Safety Initiative was launched by the Storefront Safety Council in 2017 to work together to put an end to vehicle-into-building crashes. Like, I understand they're being serious, but... Exactly, yeah, this sounds like a meme. I understand they're being serious, but it just seems like... completely ridiculous. What? Gas pump crash? Jeez. There's like 100 incidents every day. So 100 car crashes hitting storefronts every single day. That is kind of amazing. Check their FAQ here. What are some common causes of storefront crashes? Distracted driving, speeding, drunk driving, poor visibility, driver error, inadequate signage and barriers, poor lighting, uneven pavement. Okay. Why is it important to prevent crashes on storefronts? Gee, I don't know. First, it can help reduce the risk of injuries. Yeah, that obviously. Can help prevent property damage. Okay. Does it have a breakdown of which states average more store crashes? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. Crash statistics. Most frequent locations. Oh, here we go. You know what? I think Dark Reader's messing with the page. There. Oh no, so it doesn't give me by state, I guess. Let's see. No, it's not giving me anything by state, unfortunately. It's only giving me like types of locations. Driver age distribution. Now this is interesting because I would have thought that the 60 plus demographic would be way bigger. But it seems that they're only slightly bigger, with under 30 and 30 to 60 being about even. But yeah, I'm honestly kind of shocked that the 60 plus demographic isn't the one crashing more. Most frequent causes: pedal error and operator error. Makes sense with the old people, I guess. I imagine the younger demographics probably more like DUIs and stuff. Most frequent locations after all other locations are retail stores. Beautiful. Amazing. Truly.
And even today, there's only a few. In 2008, the creator of the website was struck by a car inside a 7-Eleven, which I'd say is a pretty good reason to look into the...
So, what we've learned is humanity is stupid at all ages. Well, can't argue with that. So, apparently the founder of this site, in 2008, I was pushing open the glass doors of my then favorite convenience store to leave when a car pulled into park and didn't stop, crashing directly into me and through the doors. Sheesh. And it was a 7-Eleven, of course.
Into this topic, certainly much better than mine. The site links to a more current site called storefrontsafety.org, which claims that over 100 of these incidents happen in the US every day. If we are to believe my thumbnail, that'd roughly mean that
That is also a great thumbnail.
CVS accounts for 1% of all those incidents, which isn't inconceivable. Finding these preventative resources really made me realize that maybe the best question isn't why do people keep crashing into CVS, but rather how do we stop people from crashing into CVS? One answer is bollards, which is a fancy name for poles that you put in front of a building. If you're familiar with a convenience store called Wawa, you've seen bollards. All of their locations have bollards around the perimeter to prevent this exact thing from happening. CVS, not so much. Even if you can boil down the CVS conundrum into something simple, such as lots of old people go to CVS and old people are bad drivers, then where are the poles, CVS? Where is the preventative measure? I guess...
That is a good point. It does make you wonder where the poles are, but I'm like... you showed some pictures here. Yeah, you have the little bollard pole things. That is a good question, but I wonder how often people would just crash into them and they'd have to be replaced. Like, do you think that these little concrete poles, the bollards as they're called, would actually stop these drivers? Because part of me thinks they just drive right through them.
Then where are the poles, CVS? Where is the preventative measure?
What the heck?
I guess the moral of the story is that we can't not fix an issue just because it's weird. Treating these incidents as actual problems and not as bizarre one-off occurrences could save lives. And also, please, if you ever find yourself at the CVS on Morris Avenue in Union, New Jersey, please check your gear shift before leaving. Those poor employees have seen too much.
Maybe, but it might damage the car more. I mean, it might, but these are... I don't think these are people who are thinking before they crash, so... Thanks for watching the dumbest video I've ever made. I mean, this is a great video. So... yeah, the rest of this is just ticker and that sort of thing. But yeah, so that is the bizarre phenomenon of people crashing into CVS for some reason. And I'm beginning to wonder if there's some kind of conspiracy behind it. So, it's that. Alright, let's end the poll here. So you guys decided you do want to talk about Bully 2. Alright, so I do have the second topic then. Let's see. Oh, I gotta find my link. I got like a million links in a text document, and so I gotta hunt them down every time I want to talk about something. Alright, so there's some news on the Bully 2 that we never got. Alright. So I think I'll probably skip ahead a little bit or something, or maybe at least increase the playback speed. So, Legacy Kill HD here has made a video about a bunch of Bully 2 leaks that came out, explaining a lot of what we could have gotten had Bully 2 actually been allowed to, you know, be made.
Rockstar Games used to be known for their diverse portfolio of games. Manhunt, Smuggler's Run, Midnight Club, The Warriors, LA Noire, Bully, Max Payne. It's this legacy that made them a household name and a developer that defined so many of our childhoods. But those days are long in the past, and despite everyone believing that Bully 2 had the potential to be a breakout hit, the next big thing, Rockstar Games quietly has buried this franchise. Rarely do we see anything more than mere mentions of the first game by former developers. Its cult classic status is well known and established. There's a loyal fanbase that has been yearning for any signs of hope. Hope that over the years has turned into a what could have been feeling. It's one of those games that should have happened by now, and if this were any other developer in gaming, it probably would have. But the thing is, Bully 2 was real. For some time, Rockstar mapped out and designed the sequel. It was playable. Jimmy Hopkins' story was going to continue. And for years, bits and pieces have leaked out. Concept art, early builds, even stories from former devs about how ambitious it was supposed to be. So in this video, we're going to dig into what Bully 2 actually was, the original vision, how far it got, and why Rockstar ultimately pulled the plug on one of the most anticipated sequels in gaming history. So while some projects like this never made it past the finish line, others are stepping up to carry that same creative spirit forward. As the game's
Yeah, it is a real shame we didn't get Bully 2 because Bully 1 is such a special game. People sort of compare it to like a high school GTA, but it's more than that because I never really got into GTA, but the GTA protagonists are not really heroes or anything. They're basically criminals, right? On the other hand, you have Jimmy Hopkins who, yeah, sure, he's kind of a delinquent and gets into trouble, but he's not really a bad kid. If you play the game, ultimately, Jimmy is he's a good-hearted kid. He actually means well. So it was just a very special experience, and it's the kind of thing too where because it's set in school and you're a teenager, you're not an adult. Everything feels very, very different from how it would if you were playing an adult character. Yeah, exactly. Bully was great fun. We should be thankful for what we got. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it takes a lot to get it running on modern systems, too. It's... I mean, you can, but, like, it has issues for sure. Already, so... Max Payne wasn't Rockstar's. They just came along and had that horrible shit story for 3. F them. Who made the original Max Payne games? Like, they own... Remedy, that's who it was. Remedy. That's why. Yeah, I don't know what the history is behind them, but... Yeah, I guess Rockstar got a hold of Max Payne somehow. Let's see... Yeah, now you got me curious about Max Payne. Yeah, Remedy was the original, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy felt like an anti-hero. Yeah, kind of, but he was a good guy ultimately, though. So did Remedy also publish them? Gathering of the... No? Interesting. So Remedy... I see. So Rockstar actually did publish them. Remedy made the first 2 games, so Rockstar published them, and then Max Payne 3 was ultimately just brought in-house. Interesting. You're hoping they show something about a Max Payne 1 and 2 remake at the Game Awards? Maybe. Really, I am mostly just interested in some info on the Final Fantasy VII retard, or whatever they end up calling the third part of the remake.
Happened to Bully 2? That has been the question Bully fans have been asking themselves for over a decade now, because it seems like multiple times a Bully 2 was in development at Rockstar Games, and unfortunately it just went absolutely nowhere. And this topic was...
Oh yeah, and anytime we talk about Max Payne, I have to bring up that Kevin Conroy, the iconic voice of Batman, had a cameo in Max Payne 2.
Recently brought up again because Dan Houser, the lead creator for a long time at Rockstar Games, left the company just a couple of years ago, was asked about Bully 2 in a recent interview with IGN, and he gave the reasoning for why it had not happened at Rockstar.
This is interesting because this guy Dan Houser, he's the one who wrote the, as Fractured said here, the horrible story for Max Payne 3. I think he was also the one in charge of Bully, so...
And this is what he had to say.
Well, you brought up Bully. I would, again, it would be criminal, it would be journalistic malpractice of me to not ask, why did we never get a sequel to Bully?
I think there was just bandwidth issues. If you've got a small lead creative team and a small senior leadership crew, you just can't do all the projects you want.
Oh, blimey! I didn't know he was I didn't know the king was in town. I didn't know we had the Brits running Rockstar.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was just very shocked as soon as he started talking. I was just shocked that he was British. He just looks like he would be speaking with an American accent. I don't know.
And with certainly how we're structuring it absurd, we're trying to do 2 projects with a fairly small team.
God blimey, mate! Oi, mate, you got a license for that knife?
And it's really trying to think through that. How can we do that and keep them both moving?
So the issue I have just with that statement alone, he blames it on bandwidth issues. And a lot of people look at that, they're frustrated over that. They also understand that Rockstar Games is a very different developer now than what they were back in the early 2000s, in which you had so many franchises coming about and they're firing on all cylinders. Nowadays it's Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, and that might be the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that does make sense when you think about the way Rockstar is. Because they, like you said, they used to have all these interesting franchises and one-off games coming out. Nowadays, they pretty much just focus on the games with online multiplayer, which is to say, as you said, Red Dead Online and GTA Online. And it's a real shame. So, I mean, the bandwidth issues thing does seem like a good, not excuse, but like a believable reason, because Rockstar probably just wanted to pull people off of, you know, Bully 2 and any other good, you know, actually good games, so they could make them write more, so they could make them make more, you know, online slop content. Why not just give Bully to Remedy? I mean, I don't know. I don't know about Bully, or I don't know about Remedy necessarily, but I don't see why they could. LA Noire, that's another example of a game that Rockstar had that just kind of fell by the wayside. They could have done. LA Noire is a great game. I don't love the way the story goes necessarily, but it was a great game. They could have done a lot more with that idea. So, I mean, why not hand these other IPs to, you know, a third-party developer and be like, you know, kind of like what Fallout did back in the day with New Vegas, right? Bethesda goes, hey, Obsidian, here, you guys can make, you guys can make a Fallout game for us. Same thing like Rockstar. There's no reason Rockstar couldn't just go, hey, you developer over here, why don't you guys make, why don't you guys make Bully 2, and why don't you guys make LA Noire 2, you know? But yeah, it seems like they just hate good single player experiences. The British guy, Dan Houser, reminds you of Charlie Cutter from Uncharted. I can see it. Yeah, I can kind of see it, Sergey. Or even the developers that made the Mafia games. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good developers out there you could go to. 2K Games is associated with Rockstar. Yeah. So 2K and Rockstar are both owned by Take-Two Interactive. And yeah, 2K, I know 2K has like, what, they have BioShock, I think. I think they have, is it 2K that owns Borderlands? I mean, I mostly know 2K for their yearly sports slot, but
future for this company even after Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, the thing is, though, bandwidth issues really doesn't define what happened with Bully 2, because I guess the issue I take with Hauser's statement here is that it acts like the project wasn't very far into development, but that's just not the case based on everything we're about to go over. So the story of Bully 2 and the game that we were robbed of really begins in 2009 in an interview with the original game's composer, and he talked about that he was going to...
This mission was always interesting. The gym teacher was looking for naughty boys in a bad part of town.
Be working on Bully 2. Sean Lee said in 2009 in an interview with the Gaming Library, only available through archives now, this interview, yes, it looks like I'll be doing the soundtrack for Bully 2 in the not-so-distant future. Over the years, he really distanced himself from these comments, likely because of Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive reaching out and saying, hey, you have an NDA, don't talk about any of this stuff. But ultimately, he was working on Bully 2 because there was seemingly dozens of developers working on this game, and it got extensive amount of work. But before we get to all of that, again, it's just important to really set the environment, the understanding that this game really was talked about in a different light than what it is nowadays, in which it's just non-existent. But Dan Houser, on multiple occasions, 2011, he indicated that this was going to happen. Grand Theft Auto Studio had Dan Houser suggest Rockstar Vancouver, which today no longer exists, could return to school set franchise after Max Payne 3. This is the thing that got people so hopeful, and yeah, nothing happened. So we all knew that we didn't want to start doing the Bully sequel instantly at the second with those guys, even though it's a property that, like Max, we adore and might come back to in the future, said Hauser. There was just no impetus to do that then. So we said, you can do Max, and then we will see what we can do with Bully. That was 2011. A couple of years later, when, Grand Theft Auto 5, all the work on that was going about, he did another interview, and he talked about a Bully sequel, saying, I know I want to. Well, hopefully, you never know. So
it sounds like they kept trying
to make it. And then they just kept getting pulled off for like bigger projects.
A lot of directions I could go with that one. It's funny. An idea some have suggested to Hauser, he explained, is for Rockstar Games to make a future Grand Theft Auto game with a grown-up bully protagonist, Jimmy Hopkins as the lead. This probably won't happen, Hauser said. I never saw him as being that level of a degenerate. I saw him as a bad teen because he comes from a tough time who could go either direction. He's not going to be a carjacker. He's too white-collar for that already. He's at a shit private school, but he's going to end up being really happy because he's at the worst bit of his life or being sort of messed up with white-collar doofus. He was an unpleasant soul, but he had a heart. To some extent, you could say the same was true of Nico from Grand Theft Auto 4 in a bizarre way, but Jimmy's not trying to burn down the school. He's more trying to stand up to injustice. And
I mean, that's kind of what I said, but that kind of contradicts that middle paragraph there, because it sounds like Jimmy is, at his core, a decent kid.
that was what Dan Houser, the lead creator for a long time at Rockstar Games, was saying about Bully, but since then, just real absolute silence on this franchise. And the truth is, though, even though Houser talks about this almost like, yeah, we'll see, maybe one day, it got really far into development that people just don't understand. And the first real indication of this and how much work was going into this project came from YouTuber Swegta. He had a video on this in 2019 talking about Bully 2's cancellation, in which we're going to talk about this concept art. There's actual images of Bully 2 that do exist on the internet, but he had a contact, or somebody within his community had a contact with an actual developer that worked on Bully 2, and they gave a couple of remarks about the work that they did on the game, although they did in a way that kind of says like, oh,
I mean, that's pretty cool. Also, something worth noting about Swegta is I'm pretty sure he's not just a YouTuber. He is actually one of the more prolific modders for Bully as well. Like, I'm pretty sure he made a bunch of the mods that you can download for Bully.
oh, we're not really working on Bully 2, but if I was working on Bully 2, this is what I was working on. These are a couple of his remarks that he made to this individual, saying, since Rockstar has never officially acknowledged Bully 2, I definitely can't say one way or another. I definitely can't say that I worked on it for several months before getting laid off when the project was canceled, nor...
Snap, how you doing, man?
The more the magicer.
Hey, well, thank you very much. Yeah, we were just talking about CVS car crashes. Now we're talking about the cancellation of Bully 2. So, you know, just chilling and hanging out. How are you doing, Snap? How's your Thanksgiving going?
Nor could I talk about the pranks or the climbing system I definitely wasn't working on. I distinctly said I wasn't working on them. Definitely not adding a tripwire prank attempting to use early rope physics from Red Dead, nor did I add the ability to do a running dive into a garbage...
I like the way this guy is just like saying, oh, I didn't do all these things, all these very specific things to make the game. Doing good, just enjoying your week off. Nice. Nice. Glad you got some time off.
Garbage can to hide from someone chasing you, or to put your back to a column or a tree, or and shimmy around it to stay out of sight. And then finally, the last one he says here about the story, the non-existent game was definitely not about Jimmy's summer vacation at his mom's new husband's.
You're on a full Halo campaign marathon. Nice. Nice. Glad you're having a good time with that. You doing 1 through 3, or are you gonna go all the way to 1 through Infinite? Oh, by the way, how do you like my new desk? I got a desk.
Enormous house, there wasn't a summer camp or a nearby town to explore, you didn't have new step-siblings to cope with. That is a lot. That is a lot of information that very much outlines that there was a bold vision for Bully 2 that seemed to really expand on this game's universe and also the character of Jimmy Hopkins. And that's why I do think if we ever do see this franchise return, it's probably going to be a total revival, and the fact that I don't think we're ever going to see this character Jimmy Hopkins, but it's just really interesting to think what could have happened here. But this is just touching on what we know about Bully.
So that is an interesting concept. I think it would be fun to see Jimmy in like a summer camp kind of setting, I guess. Or not a summer camp, but like a summer vacation kind of setting. About to hit Halo 4, gonna see why everyone says that game sucks. Yeah, it just goes off in a weird direction, I think. I never played 4, I only played 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and I think I played Reach. You're also gonna hit Halo Wars, and you're going to stop after that, forget 5 and Infinite. Yeah. Yeah, 5's marketing made it look a lot better than it apparently was. But
Bully 2, because just a couple of months later, VGC had their own little inside scoop on Bully 2. Rockstar's sequel fizzled out after 18 months of development. Nice. And it said here, based on their sources, Rockstar New England was leading...
I never played ODST. I think I did play Reach, and Reach was alright. Depressing, though.
Development on this game in the early 2010s. This is interesting because all indication is that Bully 2 was being developed as early as around 2008, prior to Red Dead Redemption. We're going to get into another report which indicates there was just a lot more development on this game than has been said before. It seems like between 2008 to 2012-13, this is when Bully 2 was in active development. And it's mentioned here that Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser and a handful of his most trusted developers wrote a script for Bully 2 as early as 2008, which contained the first few scenes and an outline for the rest of the story, according to...
So, I think Bully 1 came out in 2006, I want to say. And so they were writing the script for Bully 2 as early as 2008. That's pretty impressive. So it means they really were intending to make the game, but they never got around to it in the end, which really sucks, because it sounds like there was an idea there for what they wanted to do.
To sources. The story starred Jimmy, hero of the first game, and featured many returning characters. It began at Jimmy's stepdad's house in the summer at the end of a school year, which corroborates what Swegda had reported beforehand. Now, a second well-placed source told VGC the team never decided where this full story would take Jimmy, and that depicting some of his time back in education, perhaps at school or college, was one option being discussed. And college Jimmy, that would have been interesting. It really would have, but we'll never...
I don't know what... I don't know how I feel about a college setting for Bully, because part of the charm of Bully is that you're a kid and you can kind of get away with a lot of stuff. If you're in college, then you're an adult, and if you do anything too crazy, well, you're gonna get arrested and go to jail, which, kind of a big change.
We'll never see this vision, unfortunately. And then this is where they talk a little bit more about the timeline. A few years later, sometime between Red Dead Redemption's release in May 2000...
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. A college setting would be different. I think it would miss some of the charm of the original Bully.
And the end of 2013, a team at Rockstar New England spent between a year and 18 months building out the concept a second source told them. It existed, it was playable, it was just a shame it never got off the ground.
Finding out that there is an actual prototype out there, or at least was, now that is really, really sad. That they actually had a playable prototype, and it was apparently on the same engine as GTA 4 and 5. That is horrible. That is horrible that we never got that. Jimmy escaping from jail? At that point, it's just GTA, Sergey.
Now, unfortunately, the Bully community has had a lot of fake leaks over the years. There was a Game Informer situation, which cover art, people were really thinking an announcement was about to be, made because of that. That didn't turn out to be anything. There was also fake leaks such as this concept art that somebody passed off, made it seem like it was real. It was not. The Bully 2 leaks are confirmed fake. Swag to actually talk about this at the time. Again, those off-camera screenshots. Nowadays, though, AI, you can make anything look fake. But yes, this very much was one thing that got people hopeful around 2019, that, oh my god, maybe it is happening. Maybe it is coming after.
Yeah, I remember all this. I remember people used to do this a lot. They would have a photo on a screen, and then they would just take a picture of the screen, and somehow that just makes people think it's legitimate, even if it's not.
After Red Dead Redemption 2, but unfortunately this was confirmed as a concept art of somebody. But the thing is, we did actually get some official images, some official concept art from the game. This actually happened a couple of years ago, again, from a random Twitter account. Bully 2, it just emerged out of the blue with a bunch of screenshots that have been now verified by former Rockstar developers. Bully 2 leaked screenshots and concept art are legit. Again, this is sources that have spoken to Game Informer, VGC, and a number of other outlets, but these is actual concept art, actual images from Bully 2, and there's that watermark is from the original account from on Twitter that just randomly appeared out of the blue. But yeah, we get this, look at this nerdy looking individual. This is all concept art again of Bully 2, some more images, references of who the
oh god, I love how half the inspiration for this character is just Patton Oswalt. Just, I don't know what to say about that other than it's just sad.
The inspiration behind these characters, Patton Oswalt there, it seemingly was the inspiration of this individual. Here we go, we got another one. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna have some crazy characters we could have been able to find in the universe, and then the individual obviously.
That'd be cool. It'd be kind of like, I guess this would be kind of like the weird homeless guy in Bully 2. It was always weird to me that apparently, so there's that weird Santa Claus in Bully, and there's the homeless guy, and they look like the exact same character, but apparently they're not. Apparently, the Santa Claus, like the weird Santa Claus in the game, is not the same guy. That is the the homeless guy that teaches you how to fight.
Obviously voicing their displeasure with Take-Two Interactive. We got another one, again, showing the inspiration, which is clear from The Shining. Yeah, a veteran of an unknown war who lives in the woods, armed to the teeth, and completely psychotic, but he turns out to be a fake. He was never in the army at all. He dodged the draft and has been so ashamed that he turned himself into a survivalist. Abe. That would have been another character we could have met in the game. There's a couple more various NPCs, a goth-looking individual, tennis creepy pro-looking guy.
A fat goth girl. Yeah, but that would have ruined some people's dreams.
A homeless woman or something. Like I said, very bully-esque, and it would have been interesting to see that in the form of a video game. And then here we have a mailman, and then here's some actual concept art of the open world. We got one that looks totally destroyed. If you look really closely, this looks to say Jimmy's dad, so it looks like they're partying somewhere. Some other... I can't make out some of these words on here, but yeah, very interesting. And then here we have, again, more images of the open world that they were building, some more concept art. Like I said, Bully 2 made it a lot farther than people understand, and it...
A chunky goth girl? Is this game made for Paul? Oh, no. Would Paul be into that? I know he likes the goth ladies. I don't know if he likes them chunky.
Really is just so sad that we never got this experience to play for ourselves, especially because it would have been very different than the original Bully. It was going to have a bigger scale and scope. Here's another one. Here's a wider image again of the open world that they were building. The back door, yeah. Like I said, I really do dig these looks and what it could have been.
It does look cool. I mean, I like that it's got like sort of a, sunny neighborhood aesthetic.
Yeah, here's a couple more images. Like I said, there was a lot of screenshots, a lot of images that did get out of this, and it seems like this was maybe going to be Jimmy's neighborhood. It was a smaller little set area, very unclear.
Swear I've heard him talk about liking them thick. Oh. Well, we're opposites in that respect. You guys know I like the ladies petite.
How far this was going to go, but this wasn't the full game. I think that's clear based on what we're about to get into a second. But I do think it is worth just at least highlighting the 3D models that an individual made on the GTA forums. It gives you a better idea of how this could have looked in actual video game form. And I think this screenshot right here just really like what could have been, what could have been. And yeah, this is the reference art. This is the 3D that they made. This is a couple years ago, not AI or anything, but still very interesting to look at. But now we get to the massive insider report. This is where we get a lot more details about just how far Bully 2 was in development. The version of Bully 2 you never get to play. This is something that really kind of went under the radar, but this was a report from Game Informer about 3 years ago, and they talked to multiple Rockstar developers at Rockstar New England who were working on this game as early as 2008. And this is where the report gets very interesting. It first talks about Rockstar's acquisition of the company.
So it sounds like they're going to dive deeper into that playable prototype that we talked about earlier.
They go over various other issues that have happened at the studio, but they talk about after the purchase, developers at Rockstar New England began work on numerous projects. One of those projects was a sequel to Bully. According to some developers, it was a chance to prove themselves. And prove themselves was that this was going to be on the scale of Red Dead and GTA. Because the Rockstar developers behind this project, they truly envisioned a future in which it was right there up as one of the biggest gaming franchises in the world. And based on the mechanics and everything we're about to get into, it seems like yeah, it looked like it could have been that. The change in the company's release schedule at Rockstar Games also marked a shift in direction for its games. And yeah, that's one of the things people complain about. Early on, Rockstar put out a hodgepodge of titles of different genres and qualities, but after 2008, the publisher began to lean further into more expensive, more prestigious releases, often focused on an older audience built around gunplay. Red Dead.
I mean, that's fine, but the real problem isn't that Rockstar began to lean into, expensive, prestigious releases, older audiences, gunplay. It's that they just stopped making new ideas. They just gave up on even the new franchises that they could have had. They just gave up on them. It just became GTA and Red Dead Redemption. And that's it. Just the stuff that they can keep pumping online slop for.
Dead GTA. And it mentions that Rockstar New England's plan for Bully 2 was in line with this vision. This is what I'm talking about. According to developers on the project, it was a chance to let the Bully series sit alongside Rockstar games of the time, such as GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption. It was a chance, as one former developer recalls, to shoot for the moon, because even if we don't quite make it, we're already much further than if we had aimed a little bit lower. There was a lot of focus on character, very deep system, seeing how far we could push that, and putting it up there alongside a GTA 1 developer. The
they absolutely
I think that
lazy.
they wanted to bring that kind of world to the Bully universe.
Absolutely.
For developers at Rockstar New England, this meant making the world of Bully 2 bigger and deeper than that of the original game, and putting a considerable amount of resources into its creation. While Game Informer wasn't able to get an exact number of people working on the project, 3 people say almost the entire studio of Rockstar New England was working on Bully 2 at some point, with overall headcount estimations being around 50 to 70 people. So this project was a lot bigger than people understand. It, like, based on some of the interviews, you know, Dan Houser's comments over the years, you would probably get an understanding, oh, they probably just had a handful of people, they just, you know, wrote a couple of notes here and that. No, this game was actually pretty deep into development when you have 70 people, especially around that time, working on this game.
So they had all this. They had like somewhere from 50 to 70 people working on Bully 2. They had a story and everything. They had a playable prototype. Why on earth would you not keep this going and release it, considering how much Bully ended up blowing up? Like, people really want that sequel. Why on earth would you not release this?
Now, 3 different developers told us that the game's open world map wouldn't have been as big as that of GTA 4, but their estimates on its planned scope describe it as ranging from the size of GTA Vice City's open world to 3 times the size of the original Bully school map, which, yeah, probably would have been really big for its time. What it would have lacked in its overall size would have made up for with depth. For example, Rockstar New England planned to make every building in the game enterable, either by normal means or by forced entry. If you could see it, you could go into it, one former developer on the project says. That's some of the innovation that we expect out of Rockstar games, and it was going to be felt with this project. But there's even more innovation that we saw with Red Dead Redemption 2 that originally was envisioned for Bully. It's just so crazy when you think about what could have been here. Now, they mentioned in Bully 2, however, Rockstar New England was trying to develop ways for characters to remember Jimmy, for there to be good and bad consequences for his actions. Does that remind you of a certain game? Does it? We really wanted to make sure that people remembered what you did. So if you pulled a prank on your neighbor, they'd remember it, that your actions had more meaning beyond a 20-foot radius than the 5-second memories of the non-playable characters near you. And yeah, Red Dead Redemption fucking 2. The way that you interact with other characters in the world, more than just with your gun or with your fist, they have some sense of memory. A lot of that stuff originated in Bully 2, one developer says. And this is them.
So a lot of the stuff that came out of the work they did trying to develop Bully 2 ended up being shoved into other games. Which is cool, but I really do wish we could have seen that in the actual Bully 2.
Them referencing Red Dead Redemption 2. So yes, some of that innovation with Red Dead 2 originally was made for Bully. From what I remember reading in some of the design docs in my conversations with people is that you could build relationships with characters in the world. He says about Bully 2, you'd be like best friends with the chef in the mansion or whatever, or the chef could really hate you or something, and that would open up different options. I don't know to the extent of where this ended up, if that got pared down into a general you're good Jimmy versus you're bad Jimmy, or what, but I think in some of the early ideas being thrown around, you would have the fine-grained level of relationships to other characters in the world. Beyond the game's open world, developers described a
I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Not just an alignment system, but like actually having your relationship with various characters influence how the story plays out, how the game plays out, what you can do. I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Described a breadth of different interactivity options and new features. One detail recalled by 2 developers was a progressive grass growing system. This is the little details that we all love about Rockstar games, where grass throughout the world would grow realistically and players could see individual blades. And it does make you wonder, are we going to see some of this maybe with Grand Theft Auto 6? Because these systems, these things, it seems like they have carried over with time. You could go and mow the lawn, and then it would actually be lower, one former developer says. You could actually do a job, go back and forth, and create lines on people's lawns. That kind of thing. Now, because Rockstar New England wanted to give players the option to break into houses, the team developed a new glass fragmentation system, new tech made for Bully 2 that had not been used in prior Rockstar games, though it'd find its way into later titles. If you played Max Payne 3 and you shot some glass, instead of just the glass breaking the same way every time, we had built this whole system so that this chunk right near the impact of the first bullet would break out, and you would see a little spider's web of glass, one developer says. Then if you shot some more of the glass, little individual chunks near where you actually shot would fall out and made it look realistic.
Yeah, I mean, new tech is always exciting, and yeah, when you think about like back when this was originally going on, that kind of glass breaking tech would have been something pretty new. And yeah, I mean, as you know, as a developer, not a game developer, but just as a developer in general, seeing that kind of new technology would be really cool. Hey, have a great evening, Sergey. But yeah, it would be really, really cool to see some of this, you know, to have seen some of this technology come out at the time.
Now, multiple people on the project described an in-depth climbing mechanic plan for the game. And that might remind you, because I think Swiked or VGC, one of those sources did mention this from a former developer. When exploring the open world, Jimmy would be able to climb trees, fences, and ledges on top of roofs, as well as out of his window when sneaking out. Trees were obviously a big one. We wanted the player to be able to climb up the tree to hide, or do some hijinks with all sorts of things like paintball guns or water balloons, all that sort of stuff. While the developers put a lot of work into figuring out how this climbing would be implemented into Bully 2, they never got far enough into development to completely nail it down, according to 3 former developers on the project. We worked with a lot of GTA assets just so that we could get something prototyped quickly. We tried a lot of that in. It's like, well, when he's hanging for this long, how long does he hang for before he lets go? Do we want to do a foot over foot balancing act if you're walking along a branch versus sidestepping side to side if you're working along the branch but to the side? It was stuff like that, and trying to figure out what worked or what looked the best to the player. Now, they go on to mention, housing these new features was a vertical slice of Bully 2 that Rockstar New England had up and running, and this really gets into the depth about how far this game was in development and how much more work was necessary. According to 4 developers of the studio and 1 person at Rockstar's New York City headquarters, Bully 2 was playable. Developers could run around the world and interact with objects and NPCs, and there was some missions, such as one involving go-karts, another with a beekeeper, a Camp Krusty style mission, and one that had Jimmy in his underwear, even featuring a crotch that, which, yeah, they say it definitely was going to be a little risque. I do wonder if something like that would have been canceled before, you know.
Yeah, that seems like it might be a tough sell. It might be a little too much to be released on consoles and things. They'd probably have to tone that down to get that game out the door, but just the fact that they had a playable prototype with this much gameplay implemented and even some like random missions and things like that. Exactly, Fractured. It's a little questionable. But you know, they had the prototype there. It is a real shame that they never released it. I mean, they had so much done for this game, apparently.
You know, well, not added to the game later on. Just knowing Rockstar Games and their reputation with controversy. But hey, it does seem like Jimmy was going to be around 18 or so years old based on some of the stuff detailed here. Now, as one developer on the project recalls, the team had mapped out all the terrain for the game's world. Additionally, NPCs were walking around doing various day-to-day tasks. Buildings and houses within the game were also starting to become feature complete, though he points out that they weren't in a shippable form yet. The game was at least 6 to 8 hours playable, said Mark Anthony Rodriguez, a former games analyst for Rockstar's New York City headquarters, and one of the project leads on Bully's Scholarship Edition. So fully rendered, fully realized.
So 6 to 8 hours of playable gameplay. Obviously, that's not a whole game, but that's a lot. Like, that is a lot for a game that never came out.
2 developers Game Informer spoke to estimate that if development had continued, Bully 2 would still have needed 2 to 3 or more years before being ready to be shipped, but unfortunately that never happened. People were taken off of the project, and some of the knowledge, some of the work that they did on the game carried over to Red Dead 2, but ultimately Bully 2, that version of it, was dead, and it really is sad because it seems like it could have been a game.
And that is, I guess, the so-called bandwidth issues that Dan Houser earlier was bringing up. So in spite of them having all of this ready to go, Rockstar decided to pull people off to work on the projects that would create ongoing online services instead.
In a game that defines, you know, the Xbox One, PS4.
Exactly, yeah. 6 to 8 hours playable. It's crazy to have that much and shut it down. Exactly.
Generation if it had, you know, been fully developed. They just needed a couple more years, but they wanted to focus their attention on their big home run franchise, and they view that with Red Dead Redemption 2. It's quite clear that Rockstar Games didn't truly believe in Bully 2 being maybe the next big thing in the video game industry, and that will forever make me sad. But hey, things can change in the future, and it is worth mentioning, at least this is the timeline that Game Informer talks about. They say that they heard through developers that the game was in development between 2008 and 2010, but VGC says that it apparently went to 2013 as far, so this game was in development, being worked on to some extent extended seemingly for at least 4 or 5 years. And yeah, they said that it began work at least before the release of Red Dead Redemption. And they did say of Bully 2 maybe being in development nowadays. They said that we were not able to confirm whether that anyone at Rockstar New England or any other Rockstar studio is still working on the project, although one developer says a build of the game still existed at Rockstar New England as recently as a few years ago, parts of which were used as reference materials for later projects like Red Dead Redemption 2 with the NPC tech. And it is worth just reminding everybody that another known Rockstar insider, Jan2295, said this in 2017, that Bully 2 was in development. This is right, you gotta think about the timeline of this, and it was supposed to be the next Rockstar game after Red Dead Redemption 2. Think about that timing. They were getting closer to the nearing of the end of Red Dead Redemption 2's development, and they were starting to probably think about what they were going to work afterwards on. Now, obviously, I think a lot of the company, they were going to be focusing on Grand Theft Auto 6 no matter what, but I do think that there had to be an ultimatum or some sort of conversation behind the scenes of maybe we work on a couple of projects. Maybe it's not just Grand Theft Auto 6, but ultimately they chose the way that we went about Red Dead Redemption 2's development, let's just keep that with Grand Theft Auto 6, and that meant that Bully 2 just never continued further. But it does give indication that this project, while it was alive in development between 2008 to 2013 with that vision that we talked about just beforehand, there was another version of this being developed around 2017. And unfortunately, again, this one, for what it's worth, it was canceled a couple of years later. This was indicated by insider Tez2. Tez here is talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, talking a little bit of the timeline, but he does mention the latter was canned in 2017, so I presume that they did that to focus on GTA 6, and that's probably what happened.
So I wonder if they were going back to what they had before when they tried restarting development in 2015, or if they were starting from scratch again. But it's a real shame that they once again just gave up on it and went back to their online slop games.
What happened. And for what it is worth, Jan2295 was known for being a massive Rockstar insider for a long time, and he did confirm afterwards that yes, he's right about Tez2 saying it was canceled in 2017 right after he said that it began development. So it was revived, and then almost instantly they said no, we're gonna keep our attention, let's focus on getting Red Dead Redemption 2 out the door, and then it's just Grand Theft Auto 6. But the legacy of Bully does live on, and this is something that does need to be mentioned. Swegta, massive Bully YouTuber for many years, he is actually working on Bully Online right now, a mod to bring multiplayer to this 20-year-old game. That is just so cool. And yeah, it is supposed to be launching in December 2025. He has released some new footage, some trailer. It really is awesome to see that the Bully, this franchise just continues to live on.
Yeah, so again, like I mentioned, Swegta is not just a YouTuber, but he is actually a prolific Bully modder.
And it's still growing, it's still getting more popular, it's still living with that cult classic status, and I do hope that Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive don't bring...
I've heard about the mod good, it's still going. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is like, if Rockstar really wanted an online slop game, do this.
Don't bring their lawyers in because they're notorious for stuff like this. But it is nice to see that the Bull...
Oh yeah, Rockstar is notorious for taking down stuff. You guys might remember back when they were putting out those awful GTA remasters. I forget exactly which games they remastered, quote unquote remastered. But they started DMCA striking a whole bunch of mods for those games, like the original releases of those games. And then they put out their own much worse port. So, what are you gonna do about that? But, hey, Weasel in the house. How you doing, Weasel?
Valued customer.
Happy Thanksgiving and birthday. Well, thank you, Weasel. Thank you. I hope you're having a good one. Hope your Thanksgiving's going well. Just wrapping up some Bully 2 news here.
That the original Bully game at least is still immensely popular within those circles, and they're keeping it alive, while Rockstar Games unfortunately just kind of forgets about it. But maybe that changes in the future. But at the very least, we are seeing other...
I think I see a goth girl here, chat, and she's not fat. So, I may have to check out this multiplayer mod. Yeah, they went hard and it sucked. They killed the Red Dead 1 port to Red Dead 2 mod. Are you saying someone was working on a mod to port Red Dead 1 using Red Dead 2? That sucks.
While Rockstar Games unfortunately just kind of forgets about it, but maybe that changes in the future. But at the very least, we are seeing other companies jump in to at least kind of give players an experience that mirrors it in many ways. And this was an indie game that was announced not too long ago. It's called Age Feel High, Rock the School, and it very much is wearing that Yeah, it's wearing Bully as its inspiration. It's a game that is filling a hole that is right now in the hearts of so many gamers worldwide. I don't know if this turns out that great, but it's awesome to see that we're seeing more games kind of like Bully coming about. And maybe this is the next big thing on the market, who knows? But either way, Bully 2, the original vision, it's totally...
Yeah, so that what's it called? Agefield High thing. I did check that out on Steam. It's nowhere near release, but yeah, it definitely looks very Bully inspired from what I can see. So yeah, it might be worth checking out if you want something like that. Although it doesn't seem to have that same, from what I can tell, it doesn't seem like it has quite the same grit of the original Bully. You know, it seems like the CW Bully maybe, but you know, that's just my first impression. Fractured says the port would have been opening up Mexico and all that stuff too, and the story of Red Dead 2 would lead into then being Red Dead Redemption 1 story. That's interesting. Yeah, that would have been a really cool mod. Kind of like an even more tightly tied together version of that Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas mod, the Tale of Two Wastelands mod, where you basically put Fallout 3 into Fallout New Vegas. So, yeah. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. Bully 1 was a lightning in a bottle game? Yeah, I suppose you could say that. But I still think Bully 2 would have done well if they made it.
This is the next big thing on the market, who knows? But either way, Bully 2, the original vision, it's totally an experience that we were robbed of. It definitely sounds like it was going to be innovative in many different ways. And this, remember, Dan Houser, he was going to be writing that experience. I think it would have been a legendary experience, but it's one of those games we can only think about what could have been. Anyway, what do you make of Bully 2? What do you make of the original vision, the concept art, all of the things that have leaked? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, or if you found any informative value, consider subscribing.
So, yeah. That is the very sad news on Bully 2 that we never got. And it's, you know, sad to think we're probably never going to get that. But there you go. All right. So, on that note, yep, rest in peace Bully 2, absolutely. All right, on that note, I definitely want to get to some why am I blanking on the name? I definitely want to get to some Metal Gear Rising, so... Just gonna turn that down here. Alright, so give me 1 sec, and I want to run to the bathroom really quick, because, yeah, I've been drinking a lot of soda. I see Snap's excited for it. All right. So give me a minute just to run to the bathroom really quick, and then we're gonna slice and dice the globalist chat. Also, I might, since we got a couple more people in here, I might replay the intro just so they can appreciate it. So give me a sec here.
awful. I'm awful. You're awful. No one should come on you. I see a moment.
Surprise! Happy birthday, Squidward! Happy birthday! Happy birthday cake! Happy birthday! Pin the tail of the seahorse! Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Squidward! Another year older!
It's not my birthday!
So, what did you think, chat? How did you guys like the little birthday intro? All right, so time to get into the game. So let me see here. I have a lot of buttons now. And here we go. Time for some more Metal Gear Rising. So I think we can just continue. Yeah, I think it should hopefully have saved wherever we were last time. Yeah, this looks right. That buttery smooth 60 frames per second.
So you've got some kind of disguise lined up, right?
Yep, all set.
Hope so. You'd be a little conspicuous just walking the streets.
Relax, Kev. I'll blend right in.
Yeah. Well, just get into the sewer system ASAP.
The sombrero disguise
Hopefully
cracks me
anyone
up every
who notices you
time.
will just mind their own business. You sure you want the K9000 there along for this one?
I had the good doctor make some adjustments along with the repairs. Remote piloting and AI wiping have been disabled. So yeah, I say let's throw him a bone.
Wordplay. My exoskeleton resembles a canine. Canines enjoy bones. Amusing on 2 levels.
Let's go.
¿Quién es ese güey? ¿Un mariachi? ¿No? ¿Un cyborg? Ese sombrero. ¿Qué?
Like they just see him and freak out. Exactly. What a master of disguise. Clearly he learned from Solid Snake, you know? Master of hiding underneath a box.
Adios, amigos.
¿Viste? Qué raro, ¿eh? Hay que hacer que no lo vimos. Vámonos ya.
This is forget we saw anything. Nice. I really don't see what the point of the disguise was when he was just literally just gonna get out of the car and go right
Your
into the
mission is to
sewer.
investigate the Desperado-affiliated research center somewhere in that area. According to the intel from our client, the lab's been dumping illegal waste into those sewers. FYI, they're also involved with the cartels in human trafficking. Allegedly, anyway.
This just gets better and better.
Tell me about it. We need you to infiltrate the lab and find out everything you can. Of course, you'll have to find it first. We still don't know the exact location.
So I'm looking for anywhere the lab might hook up with the sewers?
Yep. If they're actually dumping waste, they've got to link up somehow. Find that connection, sneak into the lab, and see if you can find evidence implicating them on anything.
No problem. Stealth's my specialty.
Right. Well, we'll see.
Do we have any idea what kind of research they're doing there?
Not really. Maybe something related to all the people they're trafficking.
Like experimentation?
It's possible. First things first, though. Find a way into that lab. Oh, right. It says here the locals say black crocodiles live in those sewers, so you know, watch out.
Black crocodiles? Could they be talking about UGs?
Maybe just an urban legend. But still, be careful.
I will scout ahead. You will provide backup.
Sir, yes, sir.
Commence operation.
go and see what's in these dark sewers.
Right. Unidentified UGs are patrolling the sewers. Exercise caution.
Of course they are. Look, a box.
Better take out that UG quick. Don't want to attract too much attention down there.
You did it. I let him grab me, but you know, I'm still.
I see a maintenance catwalk. Use it to conceal yourself if necessary.
Concealing myself. Lost this. I cannot. I can do that. I should go explore this one first. I'm guessing if I go down that hole, I'm not going to be able to come back up. Anything here? There's not. That was a waste of time. And there we go.
Right. There is a boy in these sewers.
Oh, that was savage. Got some electrolytes, that's what plants crave. It's dark down here. What the? I don't. kind of glitching out, I guess.
Cowabunga! Go ninja, go ninja, go! Oh yeah!
¿Estás bien?
What you say?
Oh.
Me a Guyanese from Guyana. You speak English?
Yeah.
And
I'm
the
from
guy
America.
kids are ninja
Call
rap
me
from
Ryan.
TMN2.
Me name George, like Georgetown.
Yeah, he's done some
George.
weird stuff in this game.
And just like all damn America president.
Yeah. So what are you doing here?
Me? What the rest of you do here? You lose the map of Ninja Hideout, Ninja Man?
No.
He also
I'm
talks
looking for
funny.
bad guys.
Ah, damn Skunter research lab.
You know about it?
Me know me now go back. Hey, you not one of them skunt, nah? Nah, I guess you're alright. If you're a cyborg, you know who they is?
Who is they, though?
What
we can't
happened
say who
to
they
you?
is, can we?
Oh, me been live on the street, rake and scrape for above, nah? Then this good need dressed like the mafia say, hey boy, you want a job? What the worst gonna happen, nah? But that mother scunt don't put me on a ras boat. They pack us all a big old dirty container. Next thing we know, we here at that zombie lab.
All kids? Like you?
Yeah, a lot of boy. But then me been over here what them scunt wanna do. Snuff us out. And got all the organ.
Poor kids.
So you ran.
Uh-huh. Is she me not a bad-ass robot ninja man, same as you? Ha! Me been strongest cyborg ever. Warlock all them phantoms in black clothes that eye pass me.
Starting to sound like a bad guy yourself.
Just playing, nah? Me done plenty bad thing. But me not kill no man. Nah, never.
Good.
Me tried to warn the boy. I say, IOD's brain gonna get cut out. Run your ass out of there. But them boy with me no understand. They like Spanish or something. So me the only one for escape. Then that machine come after me and...
And I know the rest. George, I need every detail about how you escaped.
Oh.
So the kid got into the sewers through a drainage channel?
Yeah, he says the channel is super tight, but there's some kind of shutter next to it.
Got it. That must be where they dump the waste.
There's something else. It sounds like a Desperado exec was on site yesterday. If a Sentry Cyborg was on hand for the meeting.
You should be able to review their video log, provided you can find a server access terminal. That would give us the evidence we need, as well as a little peek at the level of their technology.
So what about the kid?
I made sure the area was secure and told him to sit tight. Can you pick him up?
Sure. I'll send a couple agents for him. You just focus on getting into that lab. If what he said is true about the organs, we need to hurry.
Agreed. Riding out.
No.
Heavy UG activity ahead. It is possible they are conducting test operations while the lab is closed.
They're not going to make it easy to get into that lab. Is there some way you could sneak past?
Oh god, I remember this part. Where is it? A box.
It's a box. How is that going to help? Oh, it's for medical supplies. That could work, actually.
Okay.
Let's try the box. Remember how to use it. I mean, frankly, I'd rather just fight. That's what I'm talking about.
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Of course I'm gonna engage.
You're under attack! Keep on coming!
Bullseye!
That's all.
Good, Raiden. Very good.
Alright, there we go. You gotta look Boris. Alright, well, now I don't have to hide anymore.
I have determined the approximate location of the lab based on the boy's information. It is marked on your Soliton radar.
I don't know why it's still on alert. There's nothing left. Another one? What exactly am I looking for? It's been a while since I played, but I guess. It told me to go here, but I don't remember what I'm supposed to do next. Oh, here we go.
Fake wall projection. Pretty well hidden, I gotta say.
I knew there was something like that. I just couldn't remember what. No. We want this stuff. Yes. There we go. Another box.
Ah, this would appear to be the UG maintenance area. You should find a terminal there. Something they use to upload mission parameters to the UGs.
And something I can use to access the lab's main server?
Perhaps. But first you need to take a dump.
Wait, what?
A
That line
dump?
always cracks me up.
A digital optical output mounted proxy. You'll need one to interface with the terminal. Most any UG should suffice. A tripod or the like.
I'll see what I can come up with. How do I use it?
Simply connect to it. You should be able to use your communications outlet to control the proxy UG.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Whenever he says, "You need to take a dump," always gets me. Because you just know Raiden's thinking, "You want me to go to the bathroom right now?"
Right. I thought you said stealth ops were your specialty.
Raiden, if they continue to increase security, they may shut out all outside network connections. Please do your best to avoid being seen. Is it over?
For now, yeah. But that room, those were cyborg brain casings.
Da, we saw.
George said they were harvesting organs from kids.
Yes, this must be why they are trafficking children. Perhaps other organs are being sold elsewhere, but they are definitely taking their brains.
Jesus, are they making these kids into cyborgs?
Wait, the cyborgs you've been fighting, did they seem like they might be kids? You said earlier that child soldiers have a telltale approach to combat.
Yeah, but I didn't see it here. Those weren't kids.
So, what? Desperado's just doing the surgeries there?
We've got to do something about all those brains. And the other kids George was talking about. He just escaped a few hours ago. They couldn't have taken all their brains out that fast.
True. There could still be a bunch of kids they haven't touched yet.
I better move.
Probably best you stay out of there. We don't want to risk harming any of the brains.
That is legitimately disturbing. I don't like people messing with kids. I don't like people messing with anyone, especially when it's kids.
Splendid! It is all ours. Now, use it to locate a data input terminal.
These guys are pretty jumpy now. Any funny business, and they might just open fire.
Try latching onto cyborgs' heads from behind. Then, an electric shock should knock them unconscious.
I actually have to be stealthy for real this time. Supposed to go? That was nerve-wracking.
That terminal is most likely designed to download mission data and such into the UGs. Let's try using it to access the lab server.
Good old USB problem.
Raiden, I found something. In one of the Sentry Cyborg's visual logs. Guess who shows up?
Patch it through.
Right away.
Then send us what you do have. We've already commenced the plan.
The Sears program?
Yep. Same one old Georgie boy used on the kids in Liberia. Of course, it's right straight to the brain now. Feels as real as anything else.
Your work is astonishing.
And your work is late. We need to shit before our cover is blown. We've got some assholes snooping around.
You know, I really hate this guy.
We just do not have the full quantity yet. Each brain has its own unique requirements. It's not like we can just pop them out with an ice cream scoop.
All right. You make your point.
Oh, thank you for understanding.
Send what you have now. I'll destroy any unharvested inventory.
Okay? But have you any idea what they cost?
Last I checked, children weren't exactly rare in this part of the world. Millions of them, in fact. You can get more once we set up a new lab. They lead lives of hunger and pain. We're performing a service here for them and the cities they burden.
But just gathering the donors required a significant investment.
Yes, you'll get the money. Accounting will be in touch.
It's disgusting. It's just about money to these
assure
people.
you, we will dispose of our inventory the instant we can confirm payment.
Are we done here? I've got a full slate today.
You know, as entertaining as Armstrong is, this is why I don't.
Commanding mistress.
This is why he's a villain.
America has suffered long enough.
Oh, yes.
Nobody's thinking about the lives of
Thank you,
the
sir.
actual children.
Let me see you out.
You see that, Kev? Imani's killer.
Desperado's chief of operations goes by Sundowner, the Californian wildfire.
The kids.
Think we're too late?
Only one way to find out. George was still alive. Maybe the payment hasn't come through yet.
Maybe. But you heard what he said. They've already started some brains on VR training.
There must be more than just what I found here. What about the VIP in the suit?
I'll find out. You definitely seem familiar.
Right. I'm going after the kids.
Well, thanks for coming by, Fractured. Yeah, thanks again for the happy birthday. Yeah, you have a good one, man. Good luck tomorrow on Black Friday. Sorry, 1 second. Just got a text message here.
Bad news, right? We can't find George.
What?
Maybe the coordinates you sent us were off?
No way. I merged the GPS location of our entry with all my movement data from that point on.
This is bad.
You think they got to him first?
I don't know. I'll have our guys sweep the area.
Thanks. I better keep moving.
This bastard is blocking the way. Push that thing back.
Oh, I didn't.
Right. I knew I'd seen that guy before. Stephen Armstrong.
And of course we got Spam Bot.
It feels like somebody wants to sell me something!
As in Colorado Senator Stephen
I
Armstrong.
told you he was on to
They're
us.
already talking about him as a shoo-in for the nomination in 2020. And get this. 2 years ago, a federal grand jury investigated his ties to a certain private...
World Marshal. One of the biggest PMCs out there. I remember.
The biggest, ever since the Big Five split up. Not to mention the single largest investor in military cyborg R&D in the world. Guess that answers the question of who's backing Desperado.
Marshall and Desperado in bed together. Should make for some fun headlines.
Headlines? This is World Marshal and a U.S. Senator we're talking about. There won't be any headlines. Even without the Patriots filter, no major media outlet will investigate allegations like these. It'd be financial and political suicide.
So we just what? Sit back while they keep carving up kids, stand aside while they build an army of cyborgs? You heard them. We shut down one lab, they build another. They're planning something big, Kev. We can't just wait for it to happen. We need to hit them first and hit them hard where it counts.
No, Raiden, no. I know what you're thinking, and just know. Colorado is in America, and America has these things called laws.
And law enforcement in Denver was privatized and farmed out to...
Marshall, yes, so what? There are still laws, and it's their headquarters, for Christ's sakes. You'd be heading right into the heart of a raging shitstorm.
I didn't say it would be easy. We'll figure it out once the kids are safe.
Jesus Christ. Kevin, out.
You know, aside from the cyborgs, this game is actually kind of realistic. After hearing that exchange.
An artificial blood cryopreserver. They must have begun preparatory freezing.
What do you mean?
That device is filled with synthetic blood plasma. It can slow the metabolism of a harvested organ, circulating this plasma to sustain oxygen levels. You can preserve an arm, a brain, any body part for several hours.
So what are they freezing, and why?
I could not say. Perhaps they plan to sell off the organs of the children they were told to dispose of.
Unbelievable.
You had best hurry, right?
Right.
Disgusting.
Shit!
Hey, stop right there!
George! Raiden?
You've heard of chloroform? A potent anesthetic in smaller doses. But breathe too much of it? And adios, muchachos! Break that glass, and I'll blow his brains out! Surrender or decide the needs of the many or the needs of the few.
Raiden, don't worry about me now.
Quiet, pendejo! Surrender. I won't ask again.
George, are you sure? I'm ready. Me life now so precious. Ting, what if we can take this skunt to hell with me?
Cállate!
That's all I needed to hear.
Stop it! Now! I'll kill him, I swear!
I mean, I'm pretty sure he saved the kids after that. Keep going.
Police are still investigating a motive. President Hamilton is on his way to the Middle East this morning for his scheduled visit with Pakistani President Farouk Salam. The meeting is viewed as an attempt by the U.S. to strengthen relations amidst a surge of anti-American sentiment in the region.
Yo, me ninja brother!
George, good to see you up and about. How you feeling?
Never better, nah? No pain, no more for star while them hunger space eat, and me never ever feel so awake, nah?
That's because your blood sugar levels are being maintained automatically. Beats the hell out of coffee.
Oh! Me been here you go while I got them scone in the base. Why the rasta you not take me with ya, huh?
Damn it, Doc. Sorry, kid. You'd just be in the way.
Aw.
Besides, I thought you didn't want to be a killer, right?
Me don't, but...
Killing isn't fun and games. Remember that.
Right.
It reminds you of Jar Jar? Oh, jeez.
That's all I needed to hear.
It yearns to bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back.
You know, I never really got why people said Jar Jar was racist, because I mean, he just kind of talks funny. Like some cop just attacking out of nowhere. But now I'm wondering, this is why they thought he was racist? I never put those two together.
What is this, Garnia? You cannot resign!
Sorry, Boris, it's done. Can't have a Maverick employee involved in a corporate raiding now, can we?
You could at least come talk to me.
No. It was time to break away from the old team, Boris. Past time.
You cannot take on Marshall all by yourself.
I won't sit by while they butcher little kids and ship their parts around like meat. It's sick.
It's not all so simple, Ryder. They import those brains legally, for medical purposes. It's all done.
Being legal doesn't make it right.
Ryder,
Well, this is why I really like
Hold that thought.
Fuck you, asshole!
You know, I wonder if that's how that car ended up in crashing into that house.
I will patrol ahead.
Military cyborg, you are not licensed to operate in this area. You're in violation of state and federal law.
Guess you better arrest me then.
183-104.7, threatening a peace officer. Deadly force is authorized.
I love how cops will make up that.
The road is blocked by barricades. We will proceed through the buildings. You will follow me.
HQ, requesting the zone be designated for heightened security. Roger. Upgrading security
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Nice of Boris to keep helping me out when I quit. Like I said, I love Boris. He's a good dude.
Here comes more of this.
Scratch on me.
I feel so alive!
Slash tipped $5. Happy birthday, Sar. Accept this redeem for all your helpful tech support.
Oh, I didn't even know Slosh was here. Well, first of all, welcome, Slosh.
Welcome, valued customer!
Thank you so much for the tip. So, Slosh just tipped $5. Happy birthday, Sar. Accept this redeem for all your helpful tech support. Well, thank you, Slosh. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh my god!
Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate it. How's your day going? How's your Thanksgiving slush? Sorta. Just tuned in. So you missed the topics, but you're still in time for some slicing and dicing. Oh, you know what? Let me show you this really quick. Cooking dinner and wanted to pop in. I gotcha. Yeah, I'll probably be making dinner in an hour or so. I don't know. We're gonna go for a little while. Discord. Jeez. Yeah, we'll be going for a little while. Oh, by the way, what do you think of my new desk? I got a desk. So I can rant about the globalists. That's for topics, though. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, it's good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah. It's just the Infowars desk. But seriously, dang it.
It feels like somebody wants to sell me something!
What is with these?
I told you he was on to us!
Seriously, these Twitch spammers will just follow just to get past the, like, subscribe, or not, the follower thing. Jeez. Every VTuber needs a good news desk. Hell yeah. And I got the greatest news desk of all. Yeah, it is literally just a screenshot of the Alex Jones desk, and I just took the the Infowars. I shopped that out and replaced it with my name. Alright. Yeah. Once again, thank you, Slash. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hope you're having a good Thanksgiving.
What's your status?
They trashed my car. I'll have to go the rest of the way on foot.
Do you really have to do this?
Look, I'm fed up with all of it. Companies like ours, yours, bend the laws when it suits business. Why not bend it when it can save innocent lives?
Raiden.
Boris, listen to me. That VR training, they'll be warped into killing machines. They'll be set on POWs, civilians. It'll be one atrocity after another.
Like what you went through.
We can't have any more Jack the Rippers. You saw what happened with George. I'm doing this, Boris. I have to. I can't save those kids from becoming cyborgs, but I can stop them from becoming murderers.
Say you succeed. Say you get all the brains back. Then what?
Just so happens I know un great cybernetic surgeon.
Doctor, but he cannot...
You won't change my mind, Boris. This is my fight now.
And your wife and son? What of them?
They're in New Zealand. Safe. Rose would understand why I have to do this.
All right, damn you. You do realize Marshall has the contract for law enforcement throughout the city. They are the law in Denver.
Yeah, we've met.
Well then. Officially, Maverick Incorporated condemns you and your actions as unlawful. And a pain in the asshole. Now, increase your codec encryption. Do not worry about the lag.
And unofficially?
I'll do all I can over the codec to help. I do not like what those Mudaki are doing any more than you.
Spasiba, Tavarish. Spasiba.
Hey, I mean, you gotta love Boris. He's the best. Oh, okay. Just you and your dad, and then the rest of the family on Saturday. I missed the music stream, but you'll tune in tomorrow. Might drop something special. I think I know what you're talking about. Cardboard cutout of a hot woman. Can't even slice through it. Interesting. Nice. I hope you have a good one. We're basically doing our Thanksgiving stuff next week. I don't really even do Thanksgiving stuff that much in my family, but my sister couldn't make it for like actual Thanksgiving, so she'll come next week and then all that stuff. Her fiance is also going to be, you know, her fiance and his family also invited themselves over, so that'll be a fun week of my parents going, oh, see, she's got a fiance. Why don't you get a girlfriend already? You know how it is. That also means no stream next week, by the way. Family get-togethers are usually solid. You get to chat with your nephews about nerdy stuff and stuff. They do some rarely.
Right. You will find an elevator inside that office. Use it to reach the roof. Traveling atop buildings will minimize enemy encounters.
You love your nephews like your own kids, so it's bittersweet seeing them so little. Yeah. Nah, I get you. I only have the one sister, so... yeah, she's younger than me. Yeah, it's gonna feel really tough when she has kids and I'm still a single kid. Yeah, and then as for extended family, it's like my family is so spread out. Most of them don't even live in America, so it's like, yeah, there's not much point to doing a whole lot of anything special for Thanksgiving.
Doc, what's your status?
I am reviewing the pre-flight checklist now. I have hired contractors to handle shipping the brain units. We should be airborne in just a few minutes.
You sure you can pilot that chopper by yourself?
Right, of course. Need I remind you that we live in the golden age of unmanned flight? Even manned helicopters possess a robust semi-automatic mode. It is simple, really. So simple that I can continue to monitor your status and world marshal security from the pilot seat. I must say, for the world's largest PMC, their security procedures are quite poor. Quite poor. Sadly, I did not have the necessary permissions to override their plans. Nevertheless, the data I did find should prove most useful. So please, do feel free to contact me whenever you like.
Appreciate it, Doc.
Well, it's not every day one has the chance to collect so many brains. Think of the data, the research. Oh, and of course, your personal safety was a concern as well.
Oh, I run up this thing. Oh, yeah, to send James an album he missed in his Megadeth playlist. Yeah, I gotta check that out later. nothing like slicing a helicopter into pieces.
I got him!
The mainline Metal Gear Solid series, like this, I can find it 100%. Yeah, this is my favorite game in the entire Metal Gear series. So, like, I played through, you like the concept of story, but the gameplay never really grabbed you. Yeah.
You cannot proceed any further via the rooftops. There is a freight railroad underground. The elevator ahead will take you to it.
Good Jimbo getting the approaching. Yeah, well, this is the one Metal Gear game that Kojima had nothing to do with. Well, almost nothing to do with. So that's why it's so good. Yeah, like the stealth gameplay was never really for me. I really didn't even like Metal Gear Solid 5. Like I made myself play, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then Peace Walker as well, I think. Just so I could get to Metal Gear Rising, and then it turns out I actually don't know how to play any of those games to enjoy Metal Gear Rising.
This must be the railroad.
It would appear so. Likely part of Denver's old system. This city was a major transport hub in the early years of freight trains. This particular line appears to have been abandoned some time ago. It was originally constructed to transport supplies to an underground factory. But now, it seems even the electrical system is no longer functioning.
Yeah, it's pitch black in here.
As a cyborg, I trust this is not a serious concern.
As soon as I like slice something, it goes away. That's very nice. You liked 5, but apparently most hardcore fans hate it. So like I played all of them pretty much in the same time span.
They still have
I didn't like 5 just because it was all super
expose yourself.
open world. Like the whole open world thing made it a lot harder to actually do any kind of stealth. So I don't know, I just found 5 a lot harder to actually play. And so that's why I didn't like it. Plus, the whole thing just seemed unnecessary. I think 5 was also somewhat unfinished, so there's that too. Because like 5's main purpose is what? To explain how Big Boss is still around if you killed him in the original MSX games, but I don't know, the whole thing was just kind of unnecessary.
a maintenance shaft up ahead. Use it to return to the surface.
Hey, thanks, brother. Let's see here. There we go. Alright. How to get out of this darkness?
Right. It would appear your only way forward is to return to the surface. You will exit into an evacuated commercial district. Security is heavy, but you need not worry about collateral damage when engaging the enemy.
About time. Finally, I can cut loose.
Proceed to the right from the exit. You will find a stairway on your right. Those stairs lead to a shortcut to World Marshal Headquarters. Do not be distracted by the advertisements. You are not here as a tourist.
Sure. I'll just buy a quick souvenir or two for Rose, and that'll be it.
Raiden, we must hurry.
Remind me to teach you about sarcasm sometime.
I understand your attempts at humor. I simply do not find them entertaining. Right. You have almost reached World Marshal Headquarters.
Boys, how you doing, buddy?
It appears there are enemies on the overpass. I suggest cutting the road supports. That should bring it down.
They're not going to wonder if the friend's house that is white plastic.
Enemy ahead, Raiden! Avoid fighting if you can.
I'm surprised your parents don't have at least decent enough Wi-Fi that has, you know, better coverage, I guess. So it turns out if you lean into the anime tropes instead of the overblown Ameriloop fantasy, you get a good. Yeah. Oh, you just gotta lean into the cheesiness. Is what I was saying.
Head for the next objective marker.
Kojima's problem is that he wants to be taken seriously. Basically, he wants to be treated like a serious movie director. But this game is so much better because it doesn't take itself too seriously.
The stock LQ-84 Fenrir, unable to speak. A real dog has a far greater intellect.
There we go. You grew up as a country boy, you only recently got them to get internet that wasn't dial-up? I didn't even realize dial-up was still a thing. I figured they would have phased that out by now. Because just maintaining dial-up infrastructure would be ridiculously expensive for the few people who have it, wouldn't it? Slash hearing that he always wanted to get into movies instead of video games makes so much more sense now. Yeah. Yeah, Kojima always wanted to be like a movie director. And then
That's my boy.
Seriously, Raiden. Isn't this all a bit much? Any decent lunatic would have quit after Mexico.
Oh, we're getting my favorite part.
Sam. I heard you chopped the lab director in half. Old habits die hard, eh, Jack? But now here you are, the childish soldier, fighting for the children. Please, what do you really expect to accomplish here? Play savior to a bunch of brains? And what? Earn a medal? Think about it, Jack. No matter how many Mexican kids we've got, or Africans we bury, the first world looks away. No one gives a shit. Not the media, not the politicians, certainly not the average Joe. Too busy fretting for money, or sex, religion, fame. But you're a man on a mission, aren't you? Gonna fix everything. Just you and your little sword there. Solve everything with violence. Is that it?
Oh, not again.
My sword is a means to an end. To protect those you'd prey on.
Really?
Sometimes it's glitching
Let
out
me
in the
ask
cutscenes with these textures.
All those cyborgs you've killed up to now, maybe they weren't kids, but they were people. You ever think about them? When you're chopping them into hamburger?
They're adults. They made their choice.
Sure they're adults. Sure they signed up for this. Right on the dotted line of their PMC contract. Usually they're no strangers to war. In fact, many times they already lost a limb or two. Many times they were out of work and starving on the street. So yes, they sign up for surgery to fight God knows where. How else would you provide for your family when your country's embroiled in civil war? Pain receptors shut down, pumped full of fear-inhibiting nanomachines and sent right into the blender? Your blender? But they made their choice, right? Open your eye and see, Raiden.
I've seen plenty.
Then listen. Those battlefield emotions that the nanos suppress. Listen to them.
What are you talking about?
Shh.
There he is! Kill him!
Can we take him? What's wrong?
The way he killed all the others? Oh God.
Please God, don't let me die.
Let's do this! I have a family!
This isn't fair.
Little punk!
Listen closely now.
Die! This life!
I watched my wife and son die. This is all I had left.
You ain't shit! Goddamn IED took my legs. I needed a job. Stop!
I didn't know what I was signing up for.
Is something the matter, Raiden?
I've nearly saved enough to bring Mama to the States. Finish him off!
Whatever it takes to be free of this torture.
Stop it!
Okay.
What am I even fighting for?
And for this?
How the hell did I wind up like this? What the?
Yeah, the Kojima thing. Like, that's also the same reason that he replaced David Hayter with
Raiden, are you
whatever
injured?
Hollywood actor
I thought they had a
voices Snake
choice.
in
A fair
Metal Gear Solid
choice.
5.
Not like you.
People are different.
As opposed to AIs?
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland. That's
You're all the same, huh? You and your brothers. Manipulating mankind for our own good.
It appears my statement has upset you. I apologize.
No, it's... I know you're right.
As for AIs, we adapt.
I'm not too familiar with Kiefer
Just
Sutherland
as
outside
any
of...
intellect operates, man or machine, altering the course of mankind is not among
Outside
my
of Metal Gear
defined
Solid 5, and I think
directives.
he was on a show on ABC.
Samuel's behavior does not match established parameters.
You know him?
Affirmative.
Yeah, exactly. Hater should have
We
stayed as
served together on 3 previous missions. He proved most
Okay, he was in
capable.
24. That's
You
why.
think highly of him.
But yeah, that makes sense.
I have always found
Yeah,
him
Jack Power.
dependable.
And his dad is
Until
also
now,
Donald Sutherland.
Scouting data for the next area. I'll patrol ahead. You follow.
I mostly only know
Your
Donald
current
Sutherland
emotional
from
state appears highly volatile. I am sure you do not intend to abort the mission, but I suggest you avoid combat for the time being.
Metal Solid 3 holds special place with his favorite MGS game. 3 is good. 3, yeah, I think 3 is arguably the best of the Metal Gear Solid games. But, yeah, I like this game better than all the other ones. 24's Lost. I've never seen it. There's a bunch of solid 80s movies too. Lost Boys. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen very many 80s movies. This part's kind of annoying, but what comes after is awesome. Like, we're about to get to my favorite boss fight. Just started Halo 4 after finishing 3. Can't remember, but did Melee James say he sent for Cortana? Yes, he does send for Cortana. Yes, James loves Halo 4. Can't blame him. It's good. He's a good design. But I think his favorite Cortana is the quirky one from Halo 6 or Halo. The not Cortana, but the Cortana Jr. or whatever.
They just told me what I wanted to hear.
When the war was over, they just threw me away. You know it would be like this.
Trust them. Trust them.
I know, Jack. I know. Not so black and white now, is it?
That's some
Is your
cutscenes
cause
you can do,
just?
yeah.
Or is that just what you tell yourself? Fuck you.
Yeah, Halo 4 changed a lot of stuff, from what I understand.
How pleased you are to chop away, Jack the Ripper. My name is Monsoon, of the Winds of Destruction.
Yeah. I guessed as much.
The memes, Jack, yeah. That shtick is also pretty neat. Cyborg body just separates into magnetic pieces.
Feasting on the insides of your enemies? How easily you ignore the loss of life when it suits your convenience. So tell me, who saves the weak from the man who saves the weak?
You're the ones exploiting them. You take advantage of their weakness. Of course they get hurt when you set them up as your human shield.
Kill or be killed, Jack. Phnom Penh taught me that.
His voice is really familiar.
Yes, you aren't the only one to grow up in the killing fields. War is a cruel parent, but an effective teacher. Its final lesson is carved deep in my psyche. That this world and all its people are diseased. Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. We're all pawns, controlled by something.
Yannicka, that's why. It's the guy who voiced Deadpool in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's why it sounds familiar.
They are the culture. They are everything we pass on. Expose someone to anger long enough, they learn to hate. They become a carrier. Envy, greed, despair, all meanings, all passed along.
How about full of shit? Is that a meme?
You can't fight nature, Jack. Wind blows, rain falls, and the strong prey upon the weak. Sam tells me you see your weapon as a tool. Something that saves lives, a means of justice. Now there's a pretty meme. Exquisite. It spared you the burden of all the lives you've taken. Absolved you of guilt when you enjoyed it. That is until the illusion was broken. Don't be ashamed. It's only nature running its course. You have no choices to make, nothing to answer for. You can die with a clear conscience.
You're right. About me, I mean. I knew something was off. After the Patriots, I thought I could walk off the battlefield and into a normal life. But here I am, surrounded by death, arguing philosophy with terrorists. I told myself this was about justice, about protecting the weak, but I was wrong.
Then you admit it.
I learned young that killing your enemies felt good. Really good. In America, my friends, my family, they helped me forget the devil inside. But who am I kidding? I was born to kill! The bit about my sword, that means of justice stuff, I guess I needed something to keep the Ripper in check when I was knee-deep in bodies. You? But you, all this, is a wake-up call to what I really believe. What I really am.
What do you say?
I'm saying Jack is back.
We'll show that clip to James tomorrow. As soon as he gets through Jack Black's song.
Doctor, turn off my pain inhibitors.
What? This is madness. You
do it!
All right.
Pain. This is why I fight.
Yeah, slosh is moving.
This is my normal. My nature.
You've lost your mind.
crazy. I mean, he's gone full Jack the Ripper, so a little more than a little.
Who's next? I'll take this dance. No, Sam. Report back to the chief. He's mine. You're the boss. I misjudged you. You are like us after all. Now you're just being nasty. That nickname you love so much. Want to know how I got it? Actually, why don't I give you a demonstration? I think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
Fear the unseen much, Jack? Give it up! Too fast for that! Give it up!
This is part of you really got to be good at. One knows, I wish you could focus the camera on me.
This one's on me! Magnetic power! Left hand rule!
Hey, thanks, Climax.
The more the magicka.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Back to the earth with you!
Nice.
Welcome to my utopia of death!
That nerdy Neo's not here. I'm pretty lucky about that.
Magnetic force, Jack! Nature! Guns on me! I'll put you under, weakling. Now what? Jack, Ripper. You're dead. Bullseye. Go as you please.
Or be killed. Don't be ashamed. It's only nature running its course. Your means end here. No, I passed one.
What a line.
To you. Sure as the sun will
Your
rise.
names end here.
The slaughter will continue. Now, I return to the earth. Wind blows. Rain falls. The strong prey on the weak. All is as it should be.
Raiden?
I'm fine, Kevin. Relax. I'll get the brains. I don't want this for anyone else.
All right, man.
Later.
Well, that was a ton of fun. So I think we might wrap it up for today. So, okay, yeah, I think it just saved there. So, all right, let's go back to the full screen here. Cool. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. That was a ton of fun. I love that game. But yeah, before I go, a couple of quick announcements. So there will be no stream next week because I am actually out of town next week. I might be on Imp Black Belt stream later today, so we'll see what comes up with that. Just depending on when it gets started and how that all goes.
I feel so alive!
Raiden's Black Pal Kevin tipped $50. Happy birthday.
Oh my god!
Well, that's a big one. I don't know who that actually was, but Raiden's Black Pal Kevin just tipped $50. Happy birthday. Well, Kevin, or whoever that actually was. Oh, we got Bliss in the house. Bliss, you just made it.
Welcome, valued customer.
How you doing, Bliss? We're actually just wrapping up. Good to see you, man. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh man, that was a big one too. Wow. Well, anyway, yeah, we're just wrapping up. So had a great stream. I hope you're doing well, Bliss. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. But yeah, just letting folks know. Next week there's not going to be a stream because I'm going to be out of town. I might be on Imp Black Belt's channel a little later today, just depending on how everything goes with this stream and everything. And then, yeah, so no stream next week, but there may be even some bonus streams after I get back. So the week after next week. So yeah, we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, so I will definitely see you guys again in 2 weeks. Just getting a dessert. Pray for you. Oh, I'll pray that it's a delicious dessert. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Fun stream to lurk to. Yeah, well, glad you had fun, Snap. Hope you have a good time. Hope you enjoy Halo 4. Hope you enjoy Cortana. Thanks for streaming. Well, thanks for coming by, Wingus. Yeah, thanks again for the happy birthday. Yeah, I appreciate it. Always appreciate you guys hanging out. We also had Climax pop by. We had Slosh. We had Twice coming in. We had Fractured. I know we had Sergey. I know we had Paul. We had Jerry in as well at the beginning. So yeah, I appreciate all you guys coming by. Hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving weekend. And I will see you guys again very soon, I hope. Well, thanks, Slosh.
Oh, and one more thing, fucker. Before I go, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, you know what? Let's end up on a clip you guys will like. Here.
Got it? Okay. Now fuck off.
There you go. Enjoy your Margot Robbie there. All right. I will catch you guys later. Have a wonderful weekend.